paid for their testimonials.
Hey, it's Rob Brenton, and now that the tournament has started here in Kansas City, we're keeping you up to date on Beyond the Pitch KC. So subscribe and download today. The podcast is presented by Commerce Bank. Visit commercebank.com/soccer26. Available on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Bobby Witt Jr., and you're listening to the home of the Royals, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Chiefs football.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
And your home for Royals baseball.
Fastball hit high in the air, deep left field, way gone into the bleachers. A two-run homer for Bobby Witt Jr.
Watch The Drive by subscribing on our YouTube channel or listen on demand with the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This show is always going to stand on principles. Dippin' Dots are incredible. Red Lobster is the best restaurant that America has to offer, and baked beans are trash.
You're listening to Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan. Here's C-Dot.
Let's do this. Another day, another dollar, another edition of The Drive. You were listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. My name is Carrington. Very happy to be here with you today. Norway with the very exciting 2-1 win over Ivory Coast. Erling Haaland scores a late goal in that one. They showed a stat. He has scored 60 goals in 53 international games from Norway. He is one of the best soccer players in the world. Norway advances 2-1. They will play Brazil in the round of 16, which could be one of the better and more exciting games so far of the tournament. We are going to lead today with the World Cup. Also, we have a news story. So if you are wondering exactly where the stadium is going to be downtown with the Kansas City Royals, also where are people going to park, we are starting to get more and more information. This is all public records. There was a big story about it. The Royals told us how many parking spots they think they are going to have, how many parking spots are going to be around the stadium. We'll get to that coming up in just a little bit. We'll talk about LeBron James, who has made the decision that he is going to move on from the Los Angeles Lakers. We'll talk a little bit of football today as well. I usually go to Arrowhead Pride probably once a day just to go on there, just to get a sense of what the Chiefs conversations are for the day. I will tell you what the top story was on there and why that is absolutely a great thing to have. There's a lot going on here in Kansas City, and I appreciate you guys making us a part of your summer day. Again, my name is Carrington Harrison. Rob is here as well, taking you up until 5:30 when we hand things off to the Kansas City Royals. Before we dive into it, I need you guys to do me a couple of favors. Number one, I need you listening to The Drive each day at 2 o'clock right here on 96.5 The Fan. Number two, I need you to tell one friend to check out the show. 2, for the holiday, I would appreciate it. And number 3, and most importantly, I need you to go stop by and see our friends over at the other place for a Tenderloin Tuesday. Go watch yourself a little world-class international soccer. Go in there and get yourself a world-class international beer. Hang out on the patio, get yourself some of the best food in Kansas City, hang out, relax, chill after work today. Please go see our friends over at the other place. It is a Tenderloin Tuesday. So I want to start today's show by reading you the headline of a story, because watching the World Cup has become part of my routine. I have been watching just about every day. I've been keeping track of it. I've been following the brackets. I've been going to the watch parties. I've been doing all of the things. I have really, really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed seeing the different cultures. I've enjoyed learning a little bit more about the sport, seeing the excitement. I have enjoyed just being a soccer fan and learning more about that culture, learning about that sport over the last couple of days or so. But I would say one of the negatives about following soccer, one of the negatives about keeping up, is hearing everybody's opinion. Now, maybe I am no different in this, but one thing that I try to hold myself to is I understand that I am a visitor. It would upset me if somebody who doesn't really watch basketball, doesn't follow basketball, started watching basketball a couple of weeks ago and were then offering up all their opinions on how basketball could be better. Can you imagine, as an NFL fan, somebody who just started watching football when Taylor Swift started going to games is now trying to tell you about the Kansas City Chiefs? You would tell that person to buzz off. I don't want to hear from you. If we don't want them doing it to us, How can we think that we can do it to them when it comes to soccer? This was a headline from the New York Times. Penalty shootouts are brutal. Is there a better way to settle tied games? A more fair way, a more fitting test of skills. We asked our writers, and this is what they think the World Cup can steal from other sports. Soccer is the most popular sport in the world. Billions of people seem to enjoy soccer. Maybe you are not one of those individuals, and you know what? That's perfectly fine. Everything doesn't have to be for everybody. But how can we, as a society, jump into soccer in the middle of it and then tell soccer what they need to do to improve and be better so we can like it more? Now, I know that this is always a controversial opinion that I have, but I don't think the point of overtime is to be fair. I think the point of overtime is to figure out who is going to win this so we can all go home. The point of regulation is fair. I want both teams to have the exact same advantage during regulation. And I'm pretty sure that's the case in soccer. And then after they let you get 90-something plus, however many minutes they decide for stoppage time, they then give you another full 30 minutes to figure out who won the soccer game. At the end of all of that, we still have no clue who the winner is. All right, at some point, the game has to end. So why don't we go to PKs? Now, again, I say this as a visitor. I say this as somebody who is just watching soccer until July 19th, and then I will move on to training camp, and you guys can go back to La Liga. You guys can go back to the English Premier League and whatever league that you got going on. I will not be following you there, but I hope that it's great, and I'll see you in 4 years in Morocco whenever we meet back up for the World Cup. I enjoyed the drama last night of the penalty kicks. I enjoyed the tension of the penalty kicks. I enjoyed the mystery of, is he going to make it? Is he not going to make it? The goalie gets a save, but it then goes off his back foot. So now it goes in the goal, and now it counts. Who's going to kick? This guy didn't want to kick, but he's a captain. Why doesn't he want to kick? I enjoyed the drama of what I saw yesterday. If anything, I could argue that a penalty kick and a shootout at the end of it is the most American sports thing that they could possibly do to decide a soccer game. I loved it. Now, that's not to say that I want this in other sports, but just because it's soccer doesn't mean that we now have to make it like our sports, and our sports doesn't have to be more like their sports. It's its own unique thing. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. That's perfectly fine. Soccer has done more than fine without any of my suggestions. I don't think they need any of my suggestions. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to enjoy it here for these next couple of weeks, and then it will go away. And you know what? We'll be breaking down the right tackle position in St. Joe because that's how we usually are. The stories that I want to talk more about, the stories that we should be focused on, is all these people coming over here and getting some of this American culture and some of this American cuisine, like this man from Australia, which does not have a Popeyes, who tried it for the first time. Listen to this.
One World Cup soccer fans' dining experience in the United States is going viral. The Australian visitor really does love that chicken from Popeyes.
It's the most incredible chicken you've ever seen. It's like spicy and like crunchy. You can get spicy chicken or regular. I got spicy, one regular. So you get 2 pieces of crunchy fried chicken, a biscuit, chips, and there's the most beautiful coleslaw I've ever had in my life. It's like coleslaw, but it's kind of like spicy, like it's got mustard or something in it. And then all of that, I'm not making this up, is $6. How does this business even work? In fact, why is Popeye's chicken not in Australia? If you came here, you would own this country.
Rob, I know that you're used to it now at this point. We're used to this American cuisine. You probably have had Popeyes a dozen times in your life, maybe more. But can you imagine you're not from here? You're from Australia. Now, I've never been there before. I don't know what kind of herbs and spices that they have. I don't know what the cuisine is in Australia, but I'm guessing it's nothing like that red beans and rice. It's nothing like that 3-piece spicy. It doesn't matter what time you go to Popeyes. It's always a 15-minute wait on the spicy. You've never just pulled up at Popeyes, asked for the spicy, and instantly gotten your food. No, it's always a wait when you go to Popeyes on the spicy. The regular, it's a 50-50 chance. The spicy, 100% of the time you gotta wait. Can you imagine you've never had Popeyes before and you go in there and you get it hot? I mean, just right fresh out of the grease. You get the fries and you also get the red beans and rice, and you take that first bite and you get all those herbs and spices for the first time. Rob, that man said if Popeyes came to Australia, it could take over the country. Rob, you drive past a Popeyes every single day. There's a Popeyes a half block away from here. I know it's been a while since you've had some of that chicken from Popeyes. This man came over here, got him a little bit of a basket. First off, he was amazed at the price. You can get all that chickeny goodness for a $6 box, even with 2 sides and a biscuit. Now, you got to make sure you have a beverage to go with that biscuit. That biscuit, it will not go down smooth if you don't have some kind of beverage to wash it down. This man came over here, had Popeyes for the first time, Rob. It was a life-changing experience from that man from Australia. Life-changing. That's what we need to focus on. We don't need to focus on what soccer got going on and how we can change the rules. We want to make the net bigger. We want to change the clock. We want to change the hydration breaks. We want to change the penalty kicks at the end. Let them handle that. You know what we need to focus on? Feeding all of these people. Taking them to Waffle House. Taking them to Chili's to get the triple dipper. Taking them to Popeyes. Taking them to a local American diner. That's the kind of stuff we need to be focused on for the next couple of weeks while the World Cup is still here. Before these people go to back wherever they're from and they don't get the herbs and spices. These people are going crazy over ranch dressing and Popeyes. You know they're eating miserable food over there. It's got to be terrible. Can you imagine you're going crazy over ranch? You're going crazy over Popeyes and Waffle House? Just imagine the kind of food situation they got going over there. No wonder. Coming up on the other side, I want to tell you the most encouraging Chiefs story that I've probably read in a year. I'll tell you what it is next. Keep it right here, so drive.
Tune in to hear the Hall of Fame voice of the Royals, Denny Matthews.
There's a high fly ball, deep left center. Back goes Ward to the wall. Gone, Bobby Witt Jr.
Every Monday at 3, right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Future you wants to have fun on the 4th, so get set in one stop at Target's 4th of July sale. Get 40% off women's dresses, skirts, and shorts. And for the kiddos, shorts are 20% off. What's a celebration without something tasty? Frozen treats are BOGO 25% off. Plus, you save 30% on soda 12-packs when you buy 3. Have fun all weekend long. Shop Target's 4th of July sale. And Saturday, restrictions apply.
Hi, I'm Katie, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Daydreaming about bringing your engagement ring vision to life? As a jewelry consultant, I'm here to help. Compare ring styles side by side. They're in stock and ready to try on. Then customize it with an engraving or decorative crown. At Shane Company, there are so many ways to create your dream ring at your dream price. Visit us in-store or at shaneco.com because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each. $30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more. Getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each. $30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
History That Doesn't Suck is a legit, hard-hitting American history podcast told through entertaining stories. As we approach America's 250th anniversary, now might be the time to go back and learn how we got here. With more than 200 episodes, you can binge your way, decade by decade, defining event to defining event, from the founding into the 20th century. Join me, Professor Greg Jackson, for History That Doesn't Suck, an Odyssey podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's George Karlaftis from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome to The Drive with CDOT on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back into the show. Right now, we're starting it with a little bit of World Cup. As you know, Kansas City is #1 in the television ratings. I was reading a story earlier today from the New York Times, and the New York Times was saying, we got to get rid of these penalty kicks. I don't know about you, but last night, I loved the penalty kicks. It actually made me want to watch the game more because I knew, hey, when this 120 is up, I can't wait to see the penalty kicks and see who wins this game. It ended up being very, very thrilling. Morocco advanced in the World Cup. We just saw another great game in the World Cup. Norway just beat Ivory Coast. Erling Haaland scored a goal. I believe it was the 82nd minute. He's one of the 5 best soccer players in the world. I can say that pretty definitively, Rob, as a soccer casual. Every time I've seen him play, he has scored a goal. Literally every time I've seen him play. I've probably seen him play 4 times. He scored like 8 goals in the 4 times that I've seen him play. That guy is amazing. We were also talking about this story. This Australian man had Popeyes for the first time, changed his life.
One World Cup soccer fans' dining experience in the United States is going viral. The Australian visitor really does love that chicken from Popeyes.
It's the most incredible chicken you've ever seen. It's like spicy and like crunchy. You can get spicy chicken or regular. I got spicy, one regular. So you get 2 pieces of crunchy fried chicken, a biscuit, chips, and there's the most beautiful coleslaw I've ever had in my life. It's like coleslaw, but it's kind of like spicy, like it's got mustard or something in it. And then all of that, I'm not making this up, is $6. How does this business even work? In fact, why is Popeye's chicken not in Australia? Popeyes, if you came here, you would own this country.
We take over this country. That man got himself a $5 chicken box, hit it for $6 with the tax, and it went over there and changed his life. Somebody on the text line said you got to put honey on the biscuit at Popeyes. I mean, I 100% agree with you. The only point that I was making is if you get the Popeyes, you also have to get a beverage. You can't get a Popeyes biscuit with no beverage. You're asking to die. Like, you're asking to just be struggling for the rest of the day. You got to make sure you get a biscuit. Somebody also says, C-Dot, that man would lose it over Bojangles. Somebody else said, we got to put a Bojangles over there. People don't know yet. I actually had Bojangles. I've only had it 2 times. One time I was actually in Atlanta, and I was like, oh, well, let me try it. Everybody talks about it. I had it about a couple of months ago. Funny enough, I was driving back from Louisville, and one of the gas stations had a Bojangles attached. I was like, oh, let me just try it. I haven't had it in a while. Bojangles, very good. It's not Popeyes, but I did enjoy Bojangles when I was there. So I will give Bojangles 2 thumbs up. Somebody just also sent in, Popeyes would be great if they didn't have the worst customer service ever. I've never been to one where the angry person, the window person, didn't have a bad attitude. That's part of the charm to me of going to Popeyes. It's like the yin and the yang. Like, you want to talk about 2 Americas, Rob? 2 Americas is Popeyes and Chick-fil-A workers. 2 drastically different human beings. Like, they might be the same, but it's something about when you put that orange shirt on and when you put that red shirt on that has put you on the opposite ends of the spectrum. Like, at Chick-fil-A, they could not be nicer. They're the most courteous, apologetic, my pleasure. That's not how they are, Popeyes. I love the yin and the yang. I love both. I love my experience at Chick-fil-A. I also love my experience at Popeyes. You never know what you're going to get.
I will say that yin and yang. When the Chick-fil-A line is long, you know it's going to be humming. When there's no one in a line at Popeyes, you're going to be there for a while.
For sure. Oh, for sure. Somebody said, C-Dot, you got to get the Popeyes mashed potatoes. All the sides of Popeyes are fire. You will never hear me say a single bad word, a single piece of slander. A single piece of slander towards Popeyes. Popeyes is good, for sure. Popeyes is fantastic. Somebody on the text line said, you got to send that man to churches or go chicken go. I wouldn't tell a tourist to go to churches. No disrespect. I might tell a tourist to try one of the jalapeno poppers from churches, but to go in there and get yourself a 3-piece, now there's better eats out here than going to churches. That's not what I'm advising a tourist to do. I'm not participating in that.
Also, this is no disrespect to Go Chicken Go. Go Chicken Go is good. Didn't we just do a whole topic on this show about how no one's going to KCK for the World Cup? You're sending them to KCK? No, come on now. You can't do that.
I'm just saying, I'm not. Now, I don't know. Go Chicken Go. I might tell somebody to go get them gizzards. You got to get the gizzards. You got to get the roll with the G sauce. I would tell somebody to participate in that activity. I love a good gizzard with the G sauce and the roll. I am a big fan of that. Rob, let's talk about something very serious. We'll get back to tourists and all the food places they've been trying in a little bit. So earlier today, I was just looking for things to talk about that wasn't the World Cup. Like, honestly, I could do 4 hours of the World Cup because I've been watching and paying attention. I don't think that you guys want 4 hours of the World Cup. I could do World Cup and sprinkle in a little bit of basketball. That would be some of you guys' personal purgatory of sports talk radio in Kansas City. So you got to liven it up sometimes. Sometimes you got to use some different herbs and spices in the show. I got to be considerate of what you guys want. So I was on Arrowhead Pride. Now, I try to come up with a couple of Chiefs topics a day, but honestly, I was a little stumped today because there are no Chiefs topics. I mean, I could just magically create one, but I usually it has to have a theme to it. There's normally a method to the madness on the show. There's no Chiefs topics to create out of thin air. So I was just curious what they were doing on there. I mean, the website can't be empty. It's got to have content. It's got to have stories. Rob, the number one story on there was Jody Fortson, former training camp hero. And I thought 2 things to myself. The first thing I thought was, boy, if there was a Chiefs player that had you guys fooled, it was Jody Fortson. You guys had him as some red zone target. Remember when people thought he was going to have like 12 catches and 9 touchdowns? Like, wait, who is this player in the National Football League? That was a great time. I will admit, I loved it. It was fun. In hindsight, now looking back on it, it was fun. It was enjoyable. The second thing I thought, Rob, as I was reading this is some of the great news that we've had covering the Chiefs in over a year. I want Arrowhead Pride to have no Chiefs content. I want this show to have no Chiefs content. You want to know what that means? Everybody's staying out of trouble and everybody is staying healthy. There shouldn't be anything to talk about right now with the Kansas City Chiefs. It's June 30th. The World Cup is here. The Royals are getting beat 22-1. We shouldn't be talking about the Kansas City Chiefs right now. There are no contracts coming up. There are no trades to be had. There's no player who's unhappy with his salary. It should be all quiet on the Chiefs front. Rashee Rice is out of jail. He should be just focused on training and rehabbing his knee. Mahomes is doing the exact same thing. He's spending time with his family. He's enjoying the World Cup. He's helping building the brand. He's being a father and a husband. Those are the kind of stories. If it's a Chiefs story and it's not related to Travis Kelce being married, it's probably not good right now. I loved it. I love the fact that I went on there and there wasn't anything to talk about. I love that we don't have a lot of Chiefs things to argue about right now. Trust me, something will happen. We'll have time to argue about something. Xavier Worthy will have a great day at training camp, and you guys will think he's going to have 1,200 yards. One of their rookies is going to dominate in training camp, and you guys are going to have unrealistic expectations. We got time to argue about things, but June 30th, we should all be on the same page about the Chiefs. Everybody except Rob. Rob's still mad they got Kenneth Walker. All the rest of us are happy. I'm happy with the Chiefs. I'm happy with their quarterback. I'm happy with his progress. I'm happy with the head coach. I've come around on the offensive coordinator, even though that's not what I would have done. The offensive line is good. Everything is good right now with the Kansas City Chiefs. That hasn't been the case. More times than not, something has usually been wrong with Kansas City. Let's just enjoy the quiet right now. Have you ever just been at home and you just realized that it was quiet? Like your wife was gone, she's at Home Goods, the kids are off, they're over a friend's house, they're out doing something else, they're with your grandparents, wherever's going on. Have you just noticed like you're sitting there and you realize how quiet it is in the house? You just got to enjoy however long that quiet is going to be. 15 minutes, an hour, the rest of the day, because that's not usually how it is in your home. You got a lot of stuff going on. That's how you got to treat the Chiefs right now. You just got to enjoy that it's quiet right now with the Chiefs, because that will not always be the case, Rob.
What's that old adage? Sometimes no news is good news. That's how I feel about the Chiefs. Because the only things, and you call it the wheel of misfortune, that can happen between now and St. Joe, other than Travis Kelce's wedding, are contract extension, off-the-field nonsense, injury scare. I don't want to be involved in any of those things. A, there's no one on the team to extend. They're not extending anyone between now and camp. The only player that would even be eligible is Rashee Rice, and no, don't do that. So that's number one. We can rule that out. Number two, bad news like an injury. We don't want that. No one wants a player hurt before camp. That's a disaster. Number three, off the field nonsense. We get our jokes off about Terry and Arnold and Jonathan Cooper's offseason. Let me tell you what we wouldn't be doing if it was a Chiefs player. Giggling, tee-hee, ha-ha. It would be a problem for the team and the organization. As long as none of those three things are happening, other than Travis Kelce being at MSG and making people sign NDAs for his wedding.
That's it.
That's all we need to talk about.
That's 100%. We don't need nothing else. We don't need anything else. Let's just keep it how it is. There's going to come a point where we're talking about some nonsense. You got to be like, slow sports day? Yes, good. Good. I'm happy it's a slow sports day. None of the teams are talking about firing their coach right now. Nobody's unhappy. Nobody's in legal problems right now. Good. We need a good slow sports period in Kansas City. It's always something. Let's just keep it like this for a little bit. At least for a couple more weeks, Can we at least get past the World Cup? When's the last World Cup game in Kansas City? July 11th?
Yep, July 11th.
Let's just get to like July 15th, you know? Can we get to then? Can we get to July 15th with no nonsense?
I'm going to be greedy. St. Joe is 7/24.
We can do that.
That's 3 weeks and change. Come on now. We can make it to 7/24.
I'm with you. I'm 100%.
I pray the next time we hear the Chiefs have to put out a press release is when it says, all the quarterbacks and rookies have arrived. That's the next news I want.
That's all we need. We don't need nothing else. In the meantime, we're going to talk about visitors going to Waffle House.
Hours before Centennial Olympic Park opened, the gates opened, people from Casablanca to California lined up for some eggs and patty melts. Waffle House certainly has a world of new fans.
Hard to believe, really, but in most places around the world, you're not able to get scattered, smothered, covered, chunked, diced, and peppered hash browns at 2:30 in the morning. Not even able to order a buttery bowl of grits.
Have you ever eaten grits? Never. You know what grits are? No. And I'm about to experience it right now, so I'm going to substitute whatever for grits.
Go get it. Mo Rahili grew up in Morocco and now lives in San Francisco. This is his first time to Atlanta, first time to the South, first time to Waffle House. As he stood in the restaurant line outside FanFest, he asked for my recommendations.
Can't go wrong at Waffle House, man.
Okay, as long as I'm having a good time, as long as I'm alive after this experience to go experience that one, I'm happy.
Waffle House has this pop-up store selling hats, t-shirts, yellow and black soccer balls, and it's as popular as an all-star special. Jay Boss is a Haitian American living in South Florida.
Yeah, we tried it yesterday. It was actually amazing.
Is the first time you ate there?
First time.
What did you think?
It was actually really good. I liked it.
Rob, I know you're going to laugh at this. Waffle House might be the most American restaurant that we have. It might be the most American place that we have. You cannot argue that Waffle House is two Americas. Waffle House in the morning, you could go in there. It could be a pastor sitting down, having a cup of coffee before he goes to church. At 2 a.m., it might be a group of 21-year-olds getting home from the bar after a night out drinking. You could go in there and you could see just about anything. You could see a Royal Rumble outside. You could also get one of the best omelets you've ever had. There might not be a more American restaurant than Waffle House. Open 24/7, always there for you, underpays its employees. And when you think about all the things that America is, good and bad, Waffle House kind of sums up all of those things. That's a great place to tell a tourist to go stop by and to go eat. And it is good. Like, you don't know anybody that's like, ooh, Waffle House. No, it's good. Never had grits before. Their grits are great. I love their grits. That's what I get. I get the grits. I don't even get the hash browns at this point.
So you don't get, do you have a go-to hash brown order?
I just get the grits. I normally have an omelet and then I get the grits.
So I have a nighttime and a daytime hash brown order because there's different energies at Waffle House in the day and in the night.
You go to Waffle House during the day?
I mean, when I'm in, like, I have family in the South. It's
okay. That's different there.
Yeah.
You can go to the Waffle House.
No.
Yeah, you can go to the Waffle House in Atlanta at 2 o'clock. You can't go to Waffle House in Kansas City at 2 o'clock.
No.
I would think that's a cry for help. Like if I asked you, hey, where'd you go to lunch today? You're like, oh, Waffle House. Yo, what's going on? That's a cry for help. Is everything okay at home?
Or you'd be like, what were you doing this morning? What was going on? Was there an EPL match I didn't know about? Why were you doing that? No. I only go in the morning in the South. It's okay to have breakfast in the South at Waffle House. You're telling me at North Oak Traffic Way? That's not the time to be.
Yeah, you can't be there.
Not the time.
Now, 2 a.m., I don't know if there's a better place to be at Waffle House. It's a great time. It's a phenomenal time to be there. But yeah, if you're at Waffle House at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I got to think that something is going on. I got to think that something is wrong here. Somebody said, CDOT, if Waffle House is number one, Applebee's might be a close second. I could live with Applebee's being a quintessential American restaurant for sure. Very relevant in big towns, really relevant in small towns, good family restaurant, good wholesome restaurant, good place to hang out, get yourself some cheap eats, a cheap drink. They're playing the top 40 over the speakers. For sure, Applebee's is definitely a nice American restaurant. I don't know if I'm telling somebody not from America to go to Applebee's, but yeah, I'm not upset at that.
I don't know. I can have it at 2. Wouldn't like a fast food place like McDonald's be at 2? Now, I know that there's McDonald's across the pond, but our McDonald's and their McDonald's are different.
For sure. Maybe honestly, back in the day. Now I feel like these McDonald's look too futuristic now, you know? I like the old design. Like I miss the old McDonald's where you could play like GameCube inside of it, like those ones. Now I don't know. It don't got that same feel. The reason I think it's Waffle House is Waffle House still just looks like a regular American diner, you know? It's never tried to modernize. It's never tried to change the logo. It's never tried to change the menu. It's never tried to reinvent itself. Waffle House is just, well, Waffle House. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, Waffle House is just Waffle House. Someone once referred to Waffle House as a diner.
It is a diner, I think.
I mean, technically is
I think
a diner.
It's a corporate diner.
That's fair. The same way like Chili's is like Tex-Mex, but it's not.
Like, I'm not putting Waffle House in the same vein as City Diner right across the street from the River Mark. You know, like where the streetcar is right over there. That's a little different. It's not a local diner for sure, but Waffle House is certainly a diner chain.
I just have it as its own separate category. Like if you're like, hey, I'm going to go to a diner, in my brain, you're not going to Waffle House. You say, I'm going to Waffle House. It's a standalone. It is its own entity, Waffle House. I remember Anthony Bourdain did a whole thing about eating there. You can get a patty melt. You can get breakfast. There's just a plethora of options. It's a fantastic time to be at Waffle House.
Somebody on the text line says Twin Peaks and Hooters, they're the most American restaurants I can think of. I'll never forgive you guys for what you let happen to Hooters. Never. Hooters is trying to rebrand now as a family restaurant. Like how do we let this happen to Hooters? I have absolutely no clue. Rob, yesterday with the World Cup, I understand it's not the same excitement or intensity of a World Cup final. Was yesterday one of the best days in the World Cup in recent memory? I'm just thinking of all 3 of the games. There were 3 phenomenal games on yesterday. 3 captivating games that came down to the end, and either you saw goals in stoppage time or you got penalty kicks yesterday. In terms of soccer drama, it was really high yesterday.
I was actually texting with Drew about this yesterday because we were kind of watching the matches. I was very leery the round of 32 would stink. The expanded tournament, now we're going to get some riffraff that get through, and we're going to get some just who cares matches. Man, I don't feel that way at all. We had quarterfinal or semifinal level intensity in 2 games yesterday. That Morocco-Netherlands game, if you had told me that's a quarterfinal, I would believe you. There was actual bloodshed. It was back and forth. We had a goal right at the death. Like it was... The round of 32, which has not existed before this tournament, has absolutely delivered. And I would say, credit to everyone involved across the world. This World Cup is already hitting at a higher level than that 2022 one did, or that 2018 one did. And we haven't even reached the round of 16 yet. And we're getting incredible matchups and incredible soccer.
Coming up on the other side, we'll talk about one of the top stories in sports right now. LeBron James is saying no to Los Angeles. Where could he potentially go? We'll discuss it. Keep it right here. So drive.
You're listening to The Drive.
My man Carrington Harrison.
On Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5, The Fan.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is out here changing the game. Because sometimes your player gets subbed off, and that means your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. Your bet stays alive, keeping you in the action longer. So if you're still in it until the final whistle, Super Sub covers the entire game, including extra time. So visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Look for the yellow Super Sub icon on the game page and the My Bets page. If your player leaves the match due to substitution or an injury, your bet will automatically transfer to the substitute who replaces that player. So go to FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Right, soccer fans, listen up. If you'd like a proper celebration, come on, you know where to go this summer. Gordon Ramsay's steak inside Harrah's Kansas City is the place to be. Now, we're talking beautiful marble cuts, cooked to absolute utter perfection, and flavors you can't get anywhere else. Stop settling for mediocre and let me help you. Come in, sit down, and let my team show you how to cook a proper steak. Now, 21 or older to gamble, know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Come score the shirt with 96.5 The Fan as we'll be in the Lightwell office building at 11th and Main in downtown KC every Wednesday between 11 and 1 during the World Soccer Championship, giving away shirts, gift cards, and more. Lightwell, managed by Area, owned by Samara Road.
This summer, Casey's has 89-cent medium fountain and new Frostbite by Casey's drinks. But if you don't have 89 cents, you could check your center console, dig between your couch cushions, ask Grandma for $1, or just use your credit card. 89-cent medium Frostbite by Casey's or fountain drinks at Casey's all summer long. Restrictions may apply. See store for details.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Hey, it's Blaine with Smithville Ford. Want to hear my secret? Employee price is going on right now for everyone. But what's the difference in price? Great question. 2026 Ford Escape starting at $26,944. 2026 Expedition? This will knock your socks off. Up to $9,000 off MSRP. And you get a lifetime powertrain warranty for free. Folks, go to SmithvilleFord.com right now because this ends July 6th.
What's got everyone talking?
That would be Talk of the Town Neighborhood Bar and Grill on 135th and Null and 119th and Quivira.
What's got everyone talking?
Everyone's talking about our daily specials, the best burgers and wings in town, great selection of beer and spirits. Oh, it's the dozens of TVs showing your favorite game.
That's what's got everyone talking.
This is Giannis, and now we're talking at Talk of the Town Neighborhood Bar and Grill.
This is the Game of the Week report, brought to you by Hyundai.
After navigating an expanded 48-team tournament and surviving both the group stage and the newly introduced round of 32, only 16 teams remain standing. From this point forward, there are no second chances. If teams are level after 90 minutes, matches head to extra time and, if necessary, penalties to decide who advances.
The Game of the Week report is brought to you by the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. Learn how it's so much more than just another SUV at HyundaiUSA.com.
While the world watches the stars at the FIFA World Cup, Hyundai has its eyes on the next generation of talent, the future stars who are already turning heads at age 14. Because next doesn't wait for an invitation, and neither do we. Hyundai has always moved the future within reach. We did it when we made advanced safety standard on every vehicle and engineered EVs with ultra-fast charging capability, and we're still doing it every day. Because the future isn't some far-off concept. It's already here. Next starts now. Hyundai, an official partner of FIFA.
Expect mostly sunny skies this afternoon with a high of 94.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
Carrington has determined this is breaking news. Is it?
That's crazy. We can't even give NBA news the regular breaking news sounder. We got to give it the joke breaking news sounder. The Los Angeles Clippers, they are trading Kawhi Leonard to the Toronto Raptors. He is going back home in exchange for Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, 2 first-round picks, 1 pick swap, and 2 second-round picks. A return to Canada for the former Raptors champion. Kawhi Leonard also was on the NBA 75 team, and he is a 2-time Finals MVP. So, Kawhi Leonard out of there. The Los Angeles Clippers, they are starting over. They go get Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, and a bunch of draft picks, and they are moving on from Kawhi Leonard. Rob, funny enough, we don't got to spend a whole lot of time on this NBA story. Man, a lot of those kind of fly-by-night super teams that got created post LeBron and Miami Heat, did any of those actually end up working out? I mean, I guess you could say the Golden State Warriors, but that team was already together, had already won championships, and then they added Kevin Durant, and then they won more championships, but they were already a championship-level team. But the Clippers kind of got thrown together with Kawhi and Paul George. That didn't really end up working out. The Nets tried to do it as well. Like, we've seen a couple of these teams try to put a couple of superstars together and try to compete for a championship. It just didn't really work out a whole lot. The Clippers, that Kawhi thing, now some of it was just his health, but we knew that was a ticking time bomb, so to speak, when he was leaving Toronto. That Clippers experiment went about as bad as it could go.
Does the Cavs with Kyrie, Kevin Love, and LeBron count as a super team?
I don't know. That's a great question. I'm really thinking about it. I don't have a good answer right now.
They won a title, but Kyrie was already there, and LeBron was going home.
Which is kind of crazy because they only got Kyrie's because they lost LeBron. You know what I mean? Like, it's really like a full circle kind of thing. They got the first-round pick because they lost LeBron James. And then they got the first-round pick again, and then they traded that pick, Andrew Wiggins, to go get Kevin Love. So, yeah, it's a very weird kind of how that team came together. But, no, just the breaking news right now, a trade in the NBA, Kawhi Leonard, he has been moved from the Clippers to Toronto, so he is going back home to play for the Raptors. He won a championship with them a couple of years ago. Might as well continue the NBA conversation. LeBron James, he is leaving Los Angeles. We are trying to figure out where he's going to go. Rob, I feel like there's only three paths for LeBron. I feel like these are the three paths. There is the chase a championship path. That is him going to be a role player for the San Antonio Spurs. They could certainly use a little bit of veteran leadership because they got a bunch of 20-something-year-old on their team. It would be the old face of the league passing thing off to the new face of the league. If LeBron wants to go be the old guy, fill my position, hey, I just want to help get you guys over the hump, that is one path that LeBron can take, him being the role player on a championship-level team. He will not be the star of that team, but I'm going to go. I'm going to help. They're almost there. Let me come here. Let me put my leadership here, my veteran presence, and I can help get you out of the hump. If they had LeBron, they would have done a lot better job closing in the final 5 minutes of the NBA Finals because LeBron has played in a bunch of those situations and scenarios. That's one route. I could say he also could go the reunion route. You can either go back to Cleveland, and I think Cleveland is really the only fan base that truly loves LeBron. He is from Akron. He won you a championship, the only championship that city has had in 75 years. LeBron can always go back home to Cleveland. And if he envisions the Kobe Bryant farewell send-off, there's only one city that will give him that with the love and admiration that I think LeBron values. It's going back home to Cleveland. I could see him going back home to Miami. It's a place he obviously knows very well, knows the relationship with the city. You got a chance to go play with Giannis. You got a chance to go play with Bam. They got Andrew Wiggins. They got enough pieces. They certainly could use a role player and somebody who's willing to take a little bit of a discount. Now, I don't know who's going to shoot and knock down shots on that team. They still don't have any shooting, but that is one suggestion. Or it's go play on the Expendables. It's go play in Golden State. Can you imagine a team? I don't know if they're winning anything, but a team with LeBron, Steph, Draymond. I want them to bring back Klay Thompson. Like, if we're going to be the old team, let's just be the old team. You know what I mean? Like, if we're going to have a bunch of old dudes, let's not do a half-ass. Let's be all in just being the old dudes. So I think those are the pathways for LeBron. He can either go be the old guy, wise veteran, and help San Antonio. He can take the reunion tour and go back to play for Cleveland or go play with Miami. Or he can go join the Expendables. And it could be Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Rolf Lundgren. It could be all of them making a movie together in their 50s, and we're going to go make a bunch of money at the box office. Those are the only options for LeBron.
I agree with those options. I don't know if the Spurs are actually in that group. I think it's down to three: Miami, Cleveland, and Golden State, and not particularly in that order. But you said he has to go somewhere and not be the star. I think wherever LeBron goes, he's not going to be the biggest star. Like, think of the teams you just named, and let's just keep San Antonio.
I think he is in Cleveland. But I understand the point that you're making.
I don't think he's the bigger star. I guess you're right. But like Donovan Mitchell's the guy in Cleveland right now. LeBron has more name cachet, but it would be like Luka in LA.
I think it would be different.
Guy.
I guess the point I'm making to me about them is I'm with you. Donovan Mitchell's probably a better player at this point, but if he goes back to Cleveland, it is clear what that signifies. This is the end of my career. And when LeBron says, it's like, regardless of how people feel about LeBron has been in our lives since he was 16 years old and now he's in his 40s. It will be a big deal whenever LeBron says, I'm done playing basketball.
Will that be the biggest farewell tour we've seen in sports? In our lifetime. Is it Jeter?
That Kobe one was crazy.
Yeah, but the
Kobe one. The Kobe one had the perfect ending.
Except for it was it was a regular season game that didn't matter. LeBron will make the playoffs wherever he goes.
The thing is, I hear what you're saying. Nobody remembers that's how the Kobe story ends. Nobody remembers that Kobe's last year. Remember, Kobe's last year was the whole Snapchat thing with D'Angelo Russell and Nick Young. Remember that? That was Kobe's last year. No one remembers those stories about Kobe's last year. No. You got to see Kobe one last time put on a show, basically in the house that Kobe built. Kobe, it sounds morbid, but it's true. Kobe grew up in that place and ultimately died in that place. When you think about it, like it really is the perfect ending for the Kobe story. So the Kobe ending will be really, really hard to top.
I guess you're right. Only because that last game where his teammates just decided that his teammates could have stayed in the locker room. They didn't need to be out there. It was just,
for sure.
Kobe, get your shots off. Come out here and play. It will be as comparable to the Kobe send-off we've ever seen because you're right. LeBron has been in our lives for 16 years. And I don't know LeBron. I'm not going to pretend to know LeBron. If he wants the send-off that I think he wants, which is close to it, you got to go to Cleveland.
It's only Cleveland. That's the only one. Not even Miami doesn't love sports enough to give you that. And you're not Dwayne Wade. Like Dwayne Wade is a little different. You know what I mean? They drafted you. You won a championship with them without the Heat. You won them with the Heat. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of relationship. If that's what he craves, if that's what he wants, there is only one team that can do that, and it is Cleveland. It is only one team that could possibly end up doing that.
Now, I will say, as far as on the court, I don't know how he and James Harden are going to gel. That would be interesting in the postseason to see a guy who has in his career carried teams in the postseason and a guy who has tanked teams in the postseason, because that would be fascinating to watch. But if he wants the farewell tour, it's Cleveland. If the NBA gets to pick, I think they would pick Golden State for the Steph and LeBron effect. And I have no idea what LeBron's going to do. Usually there's you can kind of get a sense there's a tide that is kind of turning. This one, I don't know who's going to take him.
Have you seen the gambling odds for next manager fired in baseball?
It's a familiar name at the top of the list.
It's minus money right now. Matt Quatraro, minus 130 to be the next manager fired. I would be surprised if the Royals fired Matt Quatraro. I'd be surprised.
In season or period?
Period. It just doesn't align with who the Royals are as an organization. It just doesn't really align, especially for a guy in which you had back-to-back winning seasons before this and you made the playoffs and won a playoff series a couple of years ago. There's just steps before you get there. You fire the hitting coach. You fire the pitching coach. You don't just automatically jump to firing the manager. There's normally steps before you actually get there. I would be surprised if the Royals at the end of this season decided to just start over, because firing your manager is starting over. Then he's bringing in his own guys. You're not hiring a new manager and then he's keeping the same hitting coach. He's keeping the same bench coach. He's keeping the same pitching coach. No, you are starting over as an organization. I don't think that's the direction the Royals are going to go. I'm not saying they should or shouldn't, but we've all followed Royals baseball enough to know if this team ends up winning, and they could win 73 games this year, I don't think they're just completely starting over at the end of the season. I'd be a little bit surprised if that's the case.
I agree with you for in-season. I wouldn't be stunned at an end-of-season firing because someone's going to have to pay for the failures of this year. And you can't just say, well, we got some bad injury luck, ho-hum, what are you going to do? Someone has to pay for the failings with their job. But it would have to get just disastrous bad in-season for me to think that with baseball still being played, Matt Quatraro's gone. End of the season, I'm open to it happening. I don't think it's happening in season.
Coming up at the top of the hour, let's talk a little bit of Chiefs football. I've got two stories I want to talk about. Would you consider the Chiefs to be off-season winners? I also want to go through a grade that I saw them get on ESPN. We'll do all that next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison, the go-to show for dating advice you didn't ask for.
If you got to ask your girl to help on the bill on Valentine's Day, you've done something wrong.
On your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5, The Fan. When severe weather hits, tune in to 98.1 KMBZ for Operation Stormwatch. Brought to you by Century Roofing. Proudly voted the #1 roofing company in all of Kansas City. CenturyRoofingKC.com.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and that means your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. Even if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you keep your bet alive, and it keeps you in the action for even longer. So now you're in it until the final whistle. The Super Sub covers the entire game, including extra time. This summer is going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be even better with our friends over at FanDuel. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Look for the yellow Super Sub icon on the same page and the My Bets page. If your player leaves the match due to substitution or injury, your bet automatically will transfer to the substitute who replaces that player. Go to FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer for the World Soccer Championship with FanDuel. FanDuel is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
That wreck really took everything off track. Can't work, can't help with the kids. The bills are stacking up.
Then stop waiting. Call the Car Crash Kings, SWL Injury Law. Car crashes, that's what they do.
Yeah?
Yeah, they go to work so you can get your life back and get paid what you're owed.
Don't get pushed around. Visit us at SWL Injury Law today for your free consultation. We're the Car Crash Kings. It's what we do.
Visit SWLinjurylaw.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
At Shawnee Mission Ford right now, they're allowing you to get a big win, and that is employee pricing. You pay what they pay. Employee pricing for everyone on 25 Mustang, Mach-E, Bronco, Bronco Sport, Mavericks, F-150s, and Expeditions. And you still get all the rebates and incentives offered from Ford on top of employee pricing, along with top trade-in value from Shawnee Mission Ford. American value for American values. Shawnee Mission Ford is on a mission to do more in 26.
You don't have to carry everything on your own. Whether you're dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, substance use, or thoughts of suicide, talking to someone can help, and help is available 24/7 through the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can call or text 988 anytime to connect with a trained mental health professional. 988 is free, confidential, easy to remember, and available anytime, anywhere, to anyone. Call or text the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. No judgment, just help.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you can trade every match from the opening rounds all the way to the final. Last week, Spain was trading at 17% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade could pay out $572 if they win soccer's biggest prize. Want to know what they're at today? Check Kalshi. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code PITCH to get a $10 credit when you trade $10. Kalshi, Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus only, must be present in state where it is legal to trade. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, value, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. $10 free credit with no expiration. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
This is your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
All right. You know what? We got time to talk about what we were going to talk about. Let's continue our Royals conversation. Now, I don't want to be made as the bad guy here and made like I am the one defending Matt Quatraro. If the Royals fired Matt Quatraro tomorrow, I would not cry any tears about it. It wouldn't. Okay, all right. Like, who's the next manager? I feel like I'm neutral here. I honestly do. I feel like I'm neutral. I just want to go through some of the facts because sometimes I get it. Your fans, you're emotional. They have underperformed. I'm on your side for the most part, but sometimes I feel like it's my job to realign you and get you back more toward the center, or at least present what I think the Royals' argument is going to be. Someone just texted in. We were talking about Matt Quatraro, and right now he is number one on next manager fired. It's minus 130 if you're gambling. He's the favorite. Someone just sent this in. Our top three texts. C-Dot, he should have been fired a long time ago. He is not a good coach. What has he ever done to show you that he is a good coach? Would you please answer this question? My biggest argument for Matt Quatraro is this. We have all followed the Royals for a very, very long time. The Royals have not had too many managers that have had back-to-back winning seasons as their manager. They have not had too many managers that have won a playoff series the way that Matt Quatraro has won one. So I find it a little bit hard to believe after seeing this organization go from 56 wins to 86 wins to 82 wins, now after one disappointing season, now completely starting over at manager. I would say the last couple of years, he's done a pretty good job with this team. Going back-to-back winning seasons and winning a playoff series, I think the manager gets some credit for that. The next text. C-Dot, so you don't think this season is disappointing and disastrous enough to fire Q? It's bad. No, this is my argument. We have to factor in who the Royals are in this conversation. This is the analogy. Let's imagine that our show was doing really, really poorly in the ratings. Now, we're doing all right. We're doing good. But let's just imagine that the show was doing really, really poorly. And one day they called me into the office and said, you know what, Carrington, the ratings aren't good enough. We got to go in a completely different direction. We all would say, oh, that would make sense. You guys are in 17th place. Of course they would fire you. Would it make a lot of sense for them to hire Rob then to then host the show? Because that's what the Royals did. The Royals were unhappy with their general manager and then hired his right-hand man to be the manager. Like, what are we doing here? This is the same organization that did that. This is the same organization that stood up there and told us what Dayton Moore was doing is unacceptable and then hired the person who Dayton trusted the most in the building to now take over and run the team. So they are not an organization that just completely starts over. So that is number one I would present as evidence. Last year, the Royals, they were 26th in runs scored in all of baseball. They were 13th in the American League in offense. Everybody wanted their hitting coach fired. Me, you, your mama, and your cousin too. Everybody wanted them to fire their hitting coach. Rob, did they last year? He came back, right?
He's back.
Even though everybody was screaming, you got to fire this guy. You got to fire this guy. You got to let this guy go. Did they listen to you last year when it came time to listen to you? No, they brought him back. They kept him last year. So again, I'm not here arguing for or against his job. I'm sitting here, I'm just telling you what I think the Royals will do and how I think the Royals think about these things. Someone else sent, CDOT, the average manager usually lasts 3 to 3.5 years here in Kansas City. Matt Catraro's time is up. Well, the average Royals manager doesn't have winning seasons. I'm not comparing Matt Catraro to Buddy Bell. I'm not comparing him to some of the managers they've had in the past. He's been the manager for 3 full seasons. In 2 of the seasons, they've had a winning record. And 1 of the years, they went to the playoffs and won a series. So I don't know if it's fair to compare him to, well, the average manager. I think he's proven he's not one of the average managers that they usually have. I'm not giving him all the credit for them the last couple of years. And last year, they won 82 games. Like, you don't throw a parade for 82 games. But I do think it is disingenuous to now try to take away all the credit that the manager gets for some of the success that they've had over the last couple of years. He gets a little bit of credit for that. If you're a college football coach and you win 9 games and then 8 games, I don't know if they fire you if you win 4 games, if you've been the head coach at Boston College. Like, I don't know if Boston College is going to be that tough. Yeah, if you win 4 games and you're the head coach at LSU, yeah, you're probably getting fired. That ain't the Royals. The Royals don't have the same standards that the Red Sox have or that the Yankees have or the Dodgers. So, yeah, this season would get you fired in Philadelphia. We saw this. This would get you fired in New York. I don't know if it gets you fired in Kansas City. I don't know if it gets you fired if you're the manager of the Royals. I do not think they are going to fire him.
I don't think during the season there's any chance they fire him. But let me ask you this question about the end of the season. And I agree with you. I still think they're more likely than not going to fire him. If not Q, then who pays for the failings with their job? Because you and I both know how sports work. Let's say the Royals, you said 73 wins earlier. Let's say they go between 68 to 73 wins this year. Kind of what they're trending towards. It's October. We're talking Chiefs football. The Royals have to fire someone. You can't go 70 and 92 and everyone just hunky-dory comes back. There is going to be a press release in October or November. The Royals are parting ways with blank. If you don't think it's Q, who pays for this failing with their job? Because I don't think it's JJ either, based on everything you're saying about the organization. But someone has to be fired. They have to give the fans a chunk of flesh, for lack of a better term. So who goes? Because it can't be everyone returns in 2027.
It'll be the hitting coach. All I'm saying is what I've seen the Royals do for basically our entire life is they will take the easiest path, and they will take the path of least resistance. When everybody was unhappy with Dayton Moore, they did not go on some nationwide search to go in a completely different direction. They stayed in the exact same direction that they were in, and they hired his mentee is who they hired. They hired the next in command in all of these things. So all I'm saying is I would just be surprised if that organization, after one bad season, is now ready to completely start over as an organization. I'd be stunned if that's the case. I would be. Maybe you wouldn't be. I would be stunned if that's the case. Someone on the text line says this: if they don't win more than 85 games next season, then Bobby will opt out and Kaggs and Jensen won't sign. They need to fix this ASAP. Not really how baseball contracts work. Bobby Witt Jr. is on the team until 2031. Like, he's not going anywhere. They have him locked in under contract. Now, once you get to 2031, he can start to opt out at the end of every single season. So yes, at some point, it will light a fire under their keister, and you got to start getting better if at the end of every season, Bobby can just say, yeah, I'm good. Bobby can opt out at 31, 32, 33, and 34. So that alone will put a lot of pressure on the Royals if at the end of every season, Bobby could just say, I don't want to be here anymore. So I'm not saying they will not have to come to that time. Jack Caglione is 23 years old. I would not be worried about his long-term future yet. He hasn't even played a full season of games yet. Carter Jensen went to Park Hill High School. I wouldn't be worried about all that right now. That's not where I think your focus should be if you are the Royals. Your focus should be, how do we get ourselves out of this rut? And next season, you cannot just rely on. I think if there is a message to learn from not just the Royals, but also from the Chiefs, if your sole expectation is that your guys are going to get better, then you have made a terrible team evaluation. Like, one of the arguments I will listen to, Rob, about wide receiver is the Chiefs' wide receiver plan is everybody will be better. We know enough about sports to know that is not the case. That's what the Royals' plan was it not? hey, we're not going to do a lot of moves because all of our young guys are going to be better. Look, we got Bobby. Look, we got Vinny. We got Mikel Garcia. Jack Caglianone's going to be better. Carter Jensen. And some of those guys were better. Not everybody. That's not what happened with Vinny. That's not what happened with your starting pitching. Just like in life, some of the things you plan are going to go right. Some of the things you plan are going to go wrong. What is your adjustment? What's your plan B when something goes wrong? We saw what the Royals' plan B was. Lose. That was their plan. When things started going wrong with the Royals, they didn't have another plan. Their plan was be one of the worst teams in baseball.
I largely agree with you. I think there's a chance in the offseason they fire Q, but it would have to get a lot worse than it is now. Not that this is good. I don't want this to come off like it's good. I think it would have to get a lot worse than to move on from Q. But also, and listen, I don't want to dwell on the one texter that said, Bobby will opt out. They can't get Cags and Carter re-signed. I understand why Royals are catastrophizing right now. 3 months ago, it was optimism abound over at Kauffman Stadium, and now it is 2006 all over again. I understand why fans are incorrectly, but are catastrophizing on the text line.
Text line 913-586-7965. CDOT, it's your job as a radio voice to voice your opinion if you think he should be fired or not. I don't have the fire for firing Matt Cottraro that you guys do. I blame more of the problems with the Royals on the roster construction. I blame more of it on J.J. Piccolo and the ownership group than I blame it on the manager. So if you're asking me today, I would no. But I would not be torn up if they did it. If they fired Matt Cottraro, I'd not be like, oh, man, he didn't really get a fair shake. Again, you guys just have more fire for firing the manager. But that's usually how fans are. You guys are ready to fire. Who of you guys have not been on the side of firing over the last 5 years? You know what I mean? Like, we go through this with everybody. Bill's over the hump, can't do this anymore. Andy Reid's scheme doesn't work anymore. It's just the ebb and flow of all of these things. And when you're the one in the hot seat, like he is right now, yeah, the public sentiment is going to be, you got to lose your job. I would not fire him right now if I was the owner of the Royals. I would not fire Matt Cottraro. But again, I'm also not going to cry if he ends up being fired. Like, I wouldn't say it'd be unfair. There are some people I feel pretty strongly about. Lance Leipold. I would not fire Lance Leipold. I think he's done a pretty fantastic job at KU, and I think most of the time fans have unrealistic expectations of what their college program is going to be. And now that Indiana is good, everybody thinks they can be Indiana. So I wouldn't fire him. Rob thinks they're going to fire him at the end of the season. He's on record saying that. I wouldn't fire Lance Leipold at the end of the season, but that's me, though.
I also think there's another data point still out there with Lance Leipold. I don't want to get too far in the weeds there.
We got to see how the season's going to go.
I would tell you that's a good comparison, though, because at the end of last year, I was team Lance is fine. He gets another year. Q, I think, should get another year. But if it's June of 2027 and the team's a disaster, my conversation about Q will dramatically change.
Yeah. So, I can only speak to where I am. Again, I understand that you guys, and I understand this text, how much worse do you really want to get before you start holding people accountable? This is why they're terrible. I guess I would say I think that too many times in sports, the easy take is they should fire. Because if that was the case, literally everybody that we've ever talked about, I remember the time in which you guys were mad at Patrick Mahomes for doing commercials and thought that him having kids was destroying his career. It seemed kind of silly now, but those were the conversations we were having. It wasn't really that long ago that we were having these conversations. So this is the ebb and flow of things. I get it. You're unhappy. Things aren't really going that hot with the Royals this year. They're pretty bad for the most part. But if we want to have this conversation, I think the best thing that happens to the Royals has been the World Cup. It's really led for us not even talking about them for the most part. This is the most we talk about the Royals in 3 weeks. We don't talk about that team. There's nothing to talk about. They're terrible. But you guys are not watching them right now. I can look at the television ratings. The entire city has moved on from the Royals, and they are watching soccer right now. And by the time the soccer is over, football is going to be here. Rob, the Royals lost 22-1 on Friday. How much time did we spend talking about it? How much time did the text line say, why are you not talking about this? You guys don't care that much about the Royals right now. You've moved on from the Royals. They got lucky this happened during the World Cup, because if we didn't have that to hold up the conversation, and the conversation was coming on here, and you guys were asking us to beat up on the Royals every single day, it'd be real spooky outside. That's what it would be. Real spooky for them. But they just kind of get to do their own thing for right now. And people are going to look at this ultimately as a lost year. That's what will happen. Rob, what did I even tease at the very beginning?
2 Chiefs stories.
Okay, my bad. I forgot. I got completely distracted. I apologize. That's bad radio. Radio says you got to pay off the tease. I'll do it next. 2 Chiefs stories. Keep it right here, it's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, let me tell you guys about my friends over at Gates Barbecue. And with 5 area locations, you can celebrate world-class championship soccer and Kansas City culture with our friends over at Gates Barbecue. Maybe you got somebody in from out of town. Maybe they're coming in for Independence Day, the 4th of July. So you got family coming in. We got international visitors. What place to take them than to some of that official Kansas City authentic barbecue taste? Go take them to go get the nooner. Go take them to get the beef on bun, heavy on the sauce, please. Go take them to get the ribs. Maybe you're having a watch party for all the soccer that we're having. You can get the small party tray, the large party tray. You can go get the presidential platter. I'm telling you, next time you're there, you got to get the fries. You got to have them season the fries. You also got to make sure that you get the burnt E-Mac. It's moving up the list of one of my favorite sides in Kansas City. If there's one thing we got here in Kansas City, we got great barbecue sides. The burnt E-Mac, it's definitely on that list. Again, with 5 locations around town, there's even one right around the corner from Kansas City Stadium. So if you're leaving the game this week, what better place to celebrate everything than with our friends over at Gates Barbecue? And also remember, especially with the 4th of July coming up, the next time you're at the grocery store, make sure you get some of the sauce. Make sure you get some of the seasons for your own cookout. I know you guys love to grill. If there's one thing I've learned over the last couple of days of doing the show, it's that you guys love to grill. So you buy all the sauces and all the seasonings and do the grilling for me since I can't. It's Carrington here telling you about our friends over at Gates Barbecue.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
America is turning 250 this year, and Circus Sports is celebrating by offering all users in Missouri $250. Dane Hughes here, and for everyone in Missouri, all you have to do is deposit $250 on your Circus Sports app. Then play through that deposit. Once you do, Circus Sports will reward you with $250 right in your account. This is available for everyone in Missouri, new and existing users. Celebrate 250 years and find out more at circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Our nation's 250th birthday calls for a really big party. And Hy-Vee is here to help with really big savings on everything you need. Load up the grill with tender baby back ribs, just $3.28 a pound. Whole seedless watermelon, only $4.48. Frito-Lay chips for $2. And Pepsi 8-pack bottles or 12-pack cans, just $3.99. Stock up on your favorite beer, wine, and spirits and get the party started. This Wednesday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Soccer fever is in Kansas City, and Hy-Vee is your headquarters for official merchandise, apparel, tailgate, and watch party needs. And Hy-Vee makes game day so easy. They have ready-to-go wings, pizza, party trays, charcuterie, and, of course, all those delicious sweet treats. If you're planning a cookout, great. Hy-Vee special recipe brats, burgers, and steaks are the best. Check out their match day meat bundle for only $30. And don't forget about Hy-Vee's wine and spirits department. For all of your game day needs, count on Hy-Vee.
Hey, it's Rex here with Rex Buys KC. I get it. Selling your house can sometimes feel overwhelming or scary, right? I've seen it too many times. A homeowner thought they had a deal, only to have the buyer back out at the last minute. That's not how we do business at Rex Buys KC. I'm local, I know Kansas City, and I make sure every deal actually closes like it's supposed to. No hidden fees, no showings, no last-minute surprises, just a fair cash offer and a process you can count on. We buy homes in any condition and judgment-free. So whether your house needs repairs or you just want a fast, hassle-free sale, we can make it happen. If you want certainty, transparency, and someone local who actually delivers, call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time. 816-330-6000 or rexbuyskc.com.
Join 96.5 The Fan staff at the Peanut on State Line this Wednesday with kickoff set for 7 o'clock.
While the world watches the stars at the FIFA World Cup this summer, Hyundai has its eyes on the next generation of talent. The future stars who are already turning heads at age 14. Because next doesn't wait for an invitation. And neither do we. Hyundai has always moved the future within reach. We did it when we made advanced safety standard on every vehicle and engineered EVs with ultra-fast charging capability. Because the future isn't some far-off concept. It's already here. Next starts now. Hyundai, an official partner of FIFA.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins AeroBurst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of AeroBurst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like head administrator for a state-of-the-art surgical center.
What can I do for you, Doc?
We need to talk about the lights.
Ah, the mood lighting, relaxing, right? Much better than those old hospital vibes.
A hospital's supposed to have hospital vibes.
You seem tense. Let's dim the lights a bit.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
We've got a stall 35 northbound past Mission. Right lane is blocked. In the North KC, that stall's still working. It's a big truck block in the right lane, 169 Highway southbound past 9 Highway on Valwood. Traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Trey Smith from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to the Drive with CDOT on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
All right, I remember now what we were going to talk about. I apologize if in the last segment you expected Chiefs news and I gave you Royals news. That's my bad. I apologize. That's not good radio etiquette. France and Sweden, they're about to start on Fox. This is what I planned on talking about. Rob, I'm curious to let you go first on this. 913-586-7965. We can get you guys' opinion on this. I was just thinking, you know how you read stories and it'll say winners and losers of free agency or winners and losers of the draft, and I'm pretty sure you've seen this internet post at one point. If you had to put the Chiefs in one of the two categories in their offseason, would you put them in the winners category or the losers category? I ask you that question, Rob, first is the area in which the Chiefs have most improved is one of the areas on the field that you are least concerned with. And some of the other positions that you are more concerned with, they didn't really do a whole lot. They did not make a wide receiver move of any significance. They did make a pass rush move, but it was a second-round pick. It's a young guy. It's a rookie that they're counting on. They didn't go out and get that veteran, whether it was in the wide receiver room or it was in the pass rush room. So I'm curious. You have to put them in one of these two categories. Would you consider the Chiefs to be off-season winners or off-season losers?
So you're basically asking me if like a pass-fail college course.
Yes.
You can't give a letter grade. It's pass or fail. In that vein, I would say it's a pass. But if you ask me to give you a letter grade, it is eking by with pass. It is not passing with flying colors. I do not believe this offseason was an A+. I do not believe this offseason was an A- or an A or a B+. I believe their offseason was a C. They improved at an obvious area of need. As much as I dislike running back, it is impossible to say otherwise. They had a major improvement at a position of need. I believe their coaching got better because I believe Matt Nagy is not a good offensive coordinator in the NFL. I've seen regression from Mahomes. I'm going to blame Matt Nagy. So I think they got better there. Their defense was old and was carrying guys on expensive contracts that were not performing up to those contracts. They then have overhauled. Those things are all positives in my mind. And they outweigh the negatives of didn't really fix wide receiver, didn't really overly fix edge rusher, and I think a lot of the same problems might still exist for next season, but overall I would give them a passing grade, but it's not a passing grade with flying colors.
So that leads me to the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about, and I'm curious to get you guys' answer. 913-586-7965. If you had to put the Chiefs in one of the two categories for the offseason, are they offseason winners or losers? So on ESPN.com, they have a story of an NFL offseason grade for every team in the league. For the Chiefs, they got a C+.
That's very in line how I felt.
So I don't want to read the entire story to you, but they get a C+ because the person that wrote the story liked the Trent McDuffie trade. He also dinged them because of, I remember something you also didn't like. Here's the blurb. The Chiefs reallocated the resources they got from Trent McDuffie in a very interesting way by moving up to get a corner. The Chiefs traded the 9th pick, 74th pick, and 146 to move up to go get Mansour Delane. Yes, he was the best corner in the draft, but considering the Chiefs' prowess in developing corners, dealing to move higher into the top 10 to select one just feels like bad value. There also was some probability that Delane could have fallen to them at 9 too. It then goes on to talk about some of the other moves, but that, in addition to having the questions at wide receiver that we know they have, and also having the questions on the defensive line that they have, is what led this person to give the Chiefs a C+. I think that's a little bit too harsh of a grade. I'd probably give the Chiefs a B- for the offseason. I like a lot of their moves, but I would say outside of basically Kenneth Walker, and you would count Mansour Delane, he's a rookie, but when you spend a top 10 pick and you think you get the best corner in the draft, you feel like you made pretty good connection. I feel like what the Chiefs did more than anything were just really good depth pieces, really good solid draft signings or free agency moves. I don't really think the Royals hit a lot of triples this offseason outside of those couple of moves. It was a lot of singles, a lot of doubles, a lot of low risk, but potentially very solid reward kind of moves. I do think they made a mistake by not trying to go out and get a pass rusher and not try to get a veteran pass rusher to throw into the mix on the other side. And you were going into, I think, one of the more important things that your football team potentially needs, and they are very reliant on Ashton Gelati being good this year. They are very, very reliant on R. Mason Thomas having a very, very good rookie season because there is not a lot that you can count on the opposite side of George Karlaftis to be able to get to the other team's quarterback.
One of the reasons, and I'm actually slightly more negative than the article is, but we're kind of in the same vein because I have them as a C. What? C, what's the old saying? C's and D's get degrees? I have them as a C. They pass. Great job. I just don't know that I can look at a team that went 6-11 last year with major flaws and then look at them this year and say, wow, they fixed their problems. I think they fixed some of their problems, but I don't think they fixed all of them.
I don't know if they could have fixed all of their problems in one offseason, but I get the point you're making.
I don't think they spread the wealth enough to try to fix all their problems. They really hyper-focused on one major problem, and I think they kind of just think with the rest of them, we'll make it work because we're the Chiefs. And I just don't know that's a winning formula. But it's impossible for me to say it's a fail when I think they're going to be in the playoffs next year, and they were 6-11 last year. That would inherently mean your offseason was a success and a pass.
Yeah, I mean, now that the offseason dust has kind of settled a little bit, I don't have a problem with that they loaded up on running back, but you and I just see running back as a very different thing. I mean, I was pretty clear about I would have went out and I would have invested to go pick up one of those older pass rushers. Now, I understand that that's maybe not what you wanted to do, a one-year deal to go pick up one of those guys, but I just think they desperately need it. That's why I wanted them to go get Cam Jordan. That's why I'm in if they went to go get Jadeveon Clowney, but they've never really shown an interest. I think they needed to go spend a one-year deal on one of those mercenaries, and my fear is going to be we're going to wake up. It's going to be the middle of October. We're going to know they don't have enough pass rush, and we're all going to be sitting there thinking, man, we knew this in May. We knew this in June that they didn't have enough pass rush. How did the Chiefs not prepare themselves for this? You also got to account for somebody on that D-line is going to get injured because that's how football works. I mean, they are a Ashton Gelati injury. They are a R. Mason Thomas injury away. They are one of those injuries away from really, really being deficient at the defensive end position. I wish they had planned a little bit more. I don't maybe have the worries about wide receiver that everybody else does. Now, if they went out and got Stephon Diggs, I wouldn't be mad. If they go pick up Tyreek Hill on a cheap contract, I wouldn't be upset. But contract year for Rashee Rice, a very important critical year for Xavier Worthy, who's going into the season healthy. You've added a guy in Kenneth Walker, who I think can give you 1,100 yards from scrimmage. You still got Travis Kelce. You still got the creativity of Andy Reid and how I think you can manipulate the offense a little bit. I don't think they're deficient at wide receiver. They are not one of the better teams at wide receiver, but they're not bottom 10 in the league to me at wide receiver. I think they have enough. I'm just not sure if they have enough for it comes to edge rusher and defensive end. That's where I'm worried about.
Where me and you differ a little bit on wide receivers, and I think they are deficient. I don't know they're 31st in the NFL deficient, but I think they are in the bottom tier. Like, if you're to break it up into thirds, and you said this is the top 10, this is the middle 20, and this is the bottom third, I think the Chiefs are like right around 20th, 21st, 19th in the NFL and wide receiver, so I would call that deficient. The reason me and you differ on wide receiver is everything you just said about defensive end and defensive line and football happens and someone gets injured. What happens if that happens to wide receiver? I mean, football can happen at wide receiver. Rashee Rice was hurt last season. Like, putting the suspension to the side, he missed the last 2 games of the year with concussions. He missed an entire season because his knee exploded. Xavier Worthy was at no point healthy last year. The text line loves to point out he wasn't healthy. What if that happens again? Because the little practices we've seen up at Arrowhead, he's wearing a yellow "Don't Touch Me" jersey. It's possible he's battling injury again in 2027. And Tyquan Thornton was a great story for 5 weeks. Then they stopped throwing him the ball. Is it possible Tyquan Thornton is just the bust of a second-round pick that everyone thought he was in New England, and the Chiefs just got the last little bit of football out of his body? What you said about D-line, I can apply to wide receiver pretty quickly, and I do think it's a group that is deficient, and because it's deficient and they didn't do anything about it, it's hard for me to say, oh, it's an A-plus offseason when I think there's a position group that is kind of ignored.
Yeah, I guess maybe where I'm coming from, and maybe we agree on this, maybe we don't agree, is I think you have enough other offensive weapons, philosophies, ideas. You can scheme up not having great wide receivers. Like, there's ways around it. You can't really scheme around being deficient at defensive tackle. You can't really scheme around being deficient on D end. Like, you can't jet sweep. You cannot out-creative those situations. That's what I'm worried about. I think if Rashee Rice is healthy, I think he's going to have, I think from a numbers perspective, let's say that he plays in 15 games this year. He misses a couple games because of injury. That's football, right? If Rashee Rice plays in 15 games, I think he will be a top 20 receiver from a stats perspective in the National Football League. If you can get a healthy version of Xavier Worthy and he has 700 yards, if Kelce continues to be an 800-yard guy, if Kenneth Walker does what you and I think he should do this season and runs for a little over 1,000 yards and has 300 yards out of the backfield, you can get the offense you can kind of piecemeal the offense. You can't really do that when it comes to your D ends. You just can't. You cannot do it.
Let me ask you this, though, because I don't think your take's bad. Let me ask you this. If you're able to scheme up and get wide receivers open and you're able to make it work, how come they were terrible, the same group, against man-to-man coverage last year? Because I would tell you, mano-a-mano last year, that scheme didn't get Rashee Rice open. That scheme didn't get Xavier Worthy open. I remember Nate Taylor being here.
I think this is where I think you and I just disagree on how much differently you're going to have to defend Kansas City, because you have to assume now that they can run the football. When you are never worried about them running the football in really any single capacity, and I know I can get physical with the corners, I can shade in a certain way. The Chiefs had no explosiveness whatsoever in the running game. That's why I think you and I have the biggest disagreement about the Chiefs offense heading into the season. I'm not trying to sell it like I think Kenneth Walker is the best running back in the league by any means. But I think when they had a bottom 3 room last year in the National Football League, and now I think they have somewhere between 9 to 12 in the National Football League, I think that is a tremendous difference and will take a pressure off of how you have to defend the Chiefs and how you have to go into it. You were going into games thinking that the Chiefs were going to run for 60 yards with their 2 running backs. There was nothing to be afraid of. Through the first 5 weeks of the season, Patrick Mahomes was their leading rusher. I think that alone is going to change how teams defend them, and I think it's just going to make it easier for the receivers on the outside.
I think it will probably get easier for the wide receivers, but I do worry that some of their struggles. Let me say it this way. The Chiefs are betting on what you just said being the fix to their wide receiver problem. They believe a viable run game, they can fix their wide receiver problems. But like I said, I remember last year, clear as day, Nate Taylor, in studio talking about the Colts game, laughing about how, hey, it's going to have to be a one-on-one, can you get open situation, and they really didn't get open against man-to-man. And I'm just leery of Kenneth Walker being a cure for that problem, because it's like in basketball, who's going to get you a bucket? It's 3rd and 5. You got to go beat man-to-man. That situation is coming up this year. I don't know that D coordinators are going to in the microphone and be like, hey, they got Kenneth Walker, so it's 3rd and 5, they might run. The Chiefs are passing in that play. Can their wide receivers beat man-to-man? The Chiefs' bet is over the course of a season they can, because we have a run game. It's possible they don't have the guys that can beat man-to-man, and the same problems that existed in 25 in the past game will exist in 26, just now with the quarterback coming off a major knee injury.
I want to go back to something that we were talking about earlier, Rob, and it's a question that popped up in my head as we were doing this show. We were playing this audio earlier. Here is a man who was visiting America from Australia, here for the World Cup, and he had Popeyes for the first time, and it's good.
One World Cup soccer fans' dining experience in the United States is going viral. The Australian visitor really does love that chicken from Popeyes.
It's the most incredible chicken you've ever seen. It's like spicy and like crunchy. You can get spicy chicken or regular. I got spicy, one regular. So you get 2 pieces of crunchy fried chicken, a biscuit, chips, and the most beautiful coleslaw I've ever had in my life. It's like coleslaw, but it's kind of like spicy, like it's got mustard or something in it. And then all of that, I'm not making this up, is $6. How does this business even work? In fact, why is Popeye's chicken not in Australia? If you came here, you would own this country.
So that was an Australian man that was having Popeyes for the first time. Rob, I was thinking of this, and maybe you have a good answer. Is there any kind of food that has this kind of setup the way that chicken does? Like, when you think about it, chicken has 2 drastically different kind of fast food markets that sell the same bird. Like, we agree that Popeyes, KFC, Church's, they are very different restaurants than Raising Cane's and Zaxby's and Bojangles. 2 opposite ends of the spectrum. I mean, it's the same chicken, but how we serve it, the energy, the vibe, the offerings, 2 radically different things. So even though they sell the same thing, they do not sell the same thing. Is there anything even close to that? Like, I'm just thinking about this if I was from another country, if I hadn't been to these places. Like, there is not a Popeyes location in Australia. So if you've never left Australia, but now you've heard about America, you come over here, and now you've heard about this place, Popeyes, you want to try it. Then you go to Raising Cane's, and you're sitting there thinking, we have not been doing all these things to the bird in my home country. We have figured out a way. We will bake the bird. We will fry the bird. We'll rotisserie the bird. We do a lot of things to the bird.
I'm trying to think what the only other thing I can think of is like maybe pork, because but that's not really a thing. 'Cause like pulled pork and bacon are both pork. They are not at all the same entity. But I don't know that there's a thing that is as versatile that can go as many ways as chicken can. So my guess would be pork, but I think it's a clear second behind chicken.
Where's your favorite chicken place? Like, if we're going to put them all in the ring and it's like a power ranking, like Rob's power ranking.
Like fast food places.
Fast food bird. Fast food poultry.
I probably have... Now, I've never had Bojangles, so I want that caveat.
It is good. I like Bojangles.
I've never had Bojangles, so I can't properly rate where it goes. I would have Cane's at 1. I love Cane's. I'm a Cane's guy. I would probably have Popeye's Chick-fil-A 2, 3, and then Zaxby's is bringing up the rear.
You got Cane's 1, Popeye's 2?
Mm-hmm. Chick-fil-A like a 2A, and then Zaxby's at the bottom. And again, I've never had Bojangles. I can't speak to Bojangles.
That sauce that they got at Raising Cane's?
Oh, KFC's ahead of Zaxby's too. I forgot about KFC.
I can't remember the last time I went to KFC.
It's like totally fine.
I'm not like hating on it. I cannot remember the last time that I went to KFC and got myself a 3-piece. Do they even still are they selling the little potato wedges?
I think
remember
those
they
are
stopped
gone.
and then they said they were bringing it back. I don't know. I genuinely have not been to KFC in a very, very long time.
I honestly, KFC's not my go. KFC's one where it's like, if you're on a road trip and someone's like, we're going to get KFC, you're not like, no, I don't want that. But you're probably not like, woohoo, KFC. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, I'm probably going Chick-fil-A 1, Popeyes 2. I like Raising Cane's. I like Raising Cane's.
I like coleslaw, so that's why Cane's has a...
Yeah, I get the bread and the sauce.
Yes, yeah, I like coleslaw.
The
so
little
that's a big
toast.
deal.
Yeah, I like Cane's.
Cane's does have good
But
sauce,
for the most
too.
part, I'm going to one of the two. I'm going to Chick-fil-A. I'm going to Popeyes if I'm in a chicken mood. But where is there a KFC? Is there one even around here?
I think there's one down Shawnee Mission Parkway. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't
remember the last time I saw someone get
I'm really not hating on KFC. I'm not telling you it's trash. I cannot remember the last time I went to KFC and had any of their food. You could tell me they're doing anything over there. Somebody said, what about Stroud's or Go Chicken? We're talking about the national chains.
Fast food.
I haven't been to Stroud's in a very long time either.
It's been a while.
Like I probably eat at Go Chicken Go a couple times a year. It's been a while since I've eaten at Stroud's.
Go Chicken Go brought food in a little bit recently too to the station.
Yeah. I'm saying I love the gizzards. I'll go in there every once in a while and pick up the gizzards, but I can't. I honestly can't remember. All right, coming up at the top of the hour, the Royals try to answer some question about parking. They released a little bit of information. We'll go through the information. We'll do that in about 20 minutes. Keep it right here, it's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I was throwing a party for the twins and had custom invites and a banner printed at Staples. And that's when I saw Party City is now at Staples.
Party City? No way!
So now Staples has all your printing needs and everything you need for a party.
Everything times 2.
And now at Staples, save 25% on all custom banners.
Party City is now at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. Some banners available same day when ordered by 12 p.m. Ins 8-1 exclusions apply.
You know that weird smell your AC makes when you turn it on? Ooh, you really shouldn't. Luckily, you can just take it to Telly. Schedule your service at tellytire.com. Have you ever seen a drive-thru as less of a lunch option and more as a challenge? We can help. Just take it to Telly. Schedule your service at tellytire.com.
Gomer's voted Casey's #1 liquor store, family owned and operated since 1969. With excellent price, selection, and service, Gomer's has helped customers find the perfect libation for any occasion for over 50 years.
When it's time to find the good stuff you're looking for, you find it at Gomer's.
Come score the shirt with 96.5 The Fan, as we'll be in the Lightwell office building at 11th and Main in downtown KC-Mo every Wednesday. The World Soccer Championship, giving away shirts, gift cards, and more. Lightwell, managed by Area, owned by Samara Road.
As World Soccer hits the big stage, Fanatics Sportsbook is making every game day worth more. Earn up to 10% fan cash on your soccer bets, win or lose. That's real extra value you can unlock every match, all tournament long. And fan cash isn't just for betting. You can use it anywhere in the world of Fanatics. On game tickets, merchandise, collectibles, profit boosts, and more. One ecosystem, endless ways to spend. Plus, new customers get up to $1,000 in fan cash. That's $100 bet matched every day for your first 10 days. The world is ready. Are you? Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. CT, call 888-789-7777. MA, call 800-327-5050. NY, call 877-8-HOPE-NY. MD, visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter.
Fresh paint inside, fresh flowers outside. Summer at your house is looking good. During July 4th deals at Lowe's, buy one, get one free. Select interior paint via mail-in rebate. Plus, get 2 1.5-gallon red, white, and blue annual hanging baskets for just $15. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 7/8. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See store at Lowe's.com for details and requirements. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Yo, it's Jay Uso from WWE, and I'm Jimmy Uso. Chumba Casino and WWE are hyped for the biggest event of the summer, SummerSlam. I know, I can't wait. There's nothing better to do while we're waiting than playing Chumba Casino. Sign up today, and you could win a VIP experience with Chumba Casino and WWE for SummerSlam. So what are you waiting for? Play Chumba Casino and enter for your chance to win. Let's Chumba. Yeah.
Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the who get it done.
Join 96.5 The Fan staff at the Peanut on State Line this Wednesday with kickoff set for 7 o'clock.
For 75 years, Kansas City families have trusted Anthony for comfort, safety, and dependable service. Thank you for trusting us with your house keys. Anthony, in your home for 75 years.
Come score the shirt with 96.5 The Fan as we'll be in the Lightwell office building at 11th and Main in downtown KC-Mo every Wednesday between 11 and 1 during the World Soccer Championship, giving away shirts, gift cards, and more. Lightwell, managed by Area, owned by Samara Road. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
We got a stall 35 northbound past Mission. Right lane is blocked. In the North KC, that stall's still working. It's a big truck block in the right lane, 169 Highway southbound, past 9 Highway on Valwood. Traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Follow the station on Instagram at TheFan965 for giveaways and behind-the-scenes content.
Rob, I didn't plan on talking about this. We don't have to spend a lot of time on it. I was just watching a little video, and they were arguing and debating who's the most marketable player right now in college athletics. Isn't the answer kind of obvious? Isn't the answer Arch Manning?
Does he want to be marketed? That's a fair question.
Yeah, I get that. But, I mean, we already know the bloodline and the lineage, and he's the starting quarterback at the University of Texas. Like, who else would the argument be if you were not making the argument for Arch Manning?
I mean, actually, I think college athletics has a ton of marketable players. Like Jeremiah Smith? You're telling me the best wide receiver I've ever seen is not marketable?
No, I don't know if he is not more marketable than Arch.
No.
I don't think the average person knows what Jeremiah Smith looks like.
That's fair.
Where I do think people know what Arch looks like, even if he is not in football gear. Like, if you just saw, like, if Arch was in a commercial, I think people would be like, oh, yeah, that's Arch Manning. And Jeremiah Smith is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I don't know if the average person knows what Jeremiah Smith looks like or know what Jeremiah Smith sounds like at this point. Now, maybe this year it'll change. I mean, I think he can win the Heisman Trophy this year. Like, no question, he's the best player in college football heading into the season. Is there anybody like that in basketball?
Not that I can think of.
I'll be interested to see what happens with Stokes if he's really good this season.
Yes.
Because this class just doesn't get the same hype. It doesn't have the same buzz as last year's class. Like last year's class, I think everybody that kind of followed it knew it was going to be good. And I think more guys kind of emerged. Darius Acuff emerged. Keaton Wagler emerged. Like there were more guys that kind of emerged from it. But you knew about Darren Peterson for a while. You knew about AJ for a while. If you had been fought Cam Boozer, his pops played in the NBA, you had known about it. This year's class is a lot different. It feels like it's kind of Tyron Stokes and everybody else.
Yeah, I saw an NBA mock draft that had him going first, and it was a European player went second. The early NBA mock drafts, not the end-all be-all, don't even view a college player too. I don't think college basketball has a marketable player right now. Tyron would be the closest one, and he's trying to market himself, like by doing, NBA on ESPN as the place where he committed all the stuff, but I think it's Arch and it's not really close.
I want to play this audio for you guys. We'll talk about the Royals here coming up in a bit. We are starting to get more and more information about the downtown stadium. We'll go over it together here coming up in about 10 minutes. Here's Shams on LeBron.
All of the NBA's contending teams are in the picture here for LeBron James. We'll call Rich Paul, will call LeBron James to express interest as soon as free agency opens up at 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight. But out of all the contenders around the league, teams expect the Warriors, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Miami Heat, all to emerge as among some of the suitors for LeBron James. Of course, you never know who could come out of the woodworks, who else could come aboard and pitch LeBron James on a vision to join a team and compete and be happy in his 24th NBA season.
There's only 3 options for LeBron now at this point. It really comes down to what option does LeBron want. Option 1 is you can go be the OG. You can go play for the San Antonio Spurs, and they got a bunch of young dudes that don't know how to win. I mean, we just saw it. They don't know how to win. You can be the one to go there and show them how to win and get them over the hump and go win a championship. It is a great organization. They could certainly use your calm demeanor down the stretch of games next year. You would for sure play in high-stakes, important basketball games if you're LeBron. If your number one goal is to win, there is not a better winning situation for a team that wants LeBron and could use him than San Antonio. You could then go for, I would call it, the vanity play. I think that Cleveland is a vanity play. They ain't winning the championship. Going back to Miami, that is, let me go back home. Let me get the love. I'm going to finish out my career in a place that I have a great love for and that loves me back. That's the vanity play. I also think it could be the entertainment play. I think LeBron has always admired Steph Curry's game and saw them play together in the Olympics. Their styles really do kind of fit each other. Kind of hard to not play with either of them. LeBron's one of the 5 greatest passers in league history, and Steph's the greatest shooter in league history. That's a real good duo that works with each other. Those are the only options for me. I really think there's only 4 possibilities of where LeBron could realistically go. I think ultimately he's going to Golden State. I do think he's going to join Steph Curry, and I think they're going to try to put that team together. I think it's going to be LeBron, AD, Steph, Draymond, and they're going to try to go win a championship next year with the old guy team. I do think ultimately that's where he lands.
I think he's going to land in Cleveland. I think legacy is super important to him. I think going back home is super important to him. And I think he saw Kobe's farewell tour and said, I want that. And the only place he gets that is Cleveland. He doesn't get it in Miami. He doesn't get it in Golden State. He's an outsider in Golden State. He's not loved like that in Miami. I think the only place where he gets to have a LeBron fest for 12 months, or I assume 12 months, maybe 24 months, is Cleveland, Ohio. I also think Cleveland would be willing to trade for Bronny. I'm not saying that's the end-all, be-all, but I think someone would trade for Bronny. Cleveland would trade for Bronny. Those other teams wouldn't. So I think the end of the line is him going full circle and finishing his career as a Cleveland Cavalier.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I want LeBron to go. Like, I want LeBron to go there. I think that would be the best place for him to possibly go. But at this point, I don't know where LeBron could. I don't know where LeBron is going to go. I don't even know at this point if LeBron knows where LeBron is going to go. I don't think that these other teams are like kind of banging down the door to go get LeBron James. Like I don't think that's the case. I don't know why you'd be banging down the door for a guy who's 41 years old, is going to be 42 years old during the season. I guess my question to LeBron would be, is this a 1-year move or a 2-year move? LeBron has already played 23 seasons. 2 more, he gets to 25. We're talking about you played a quarter of a century in the NBA. Are you going to do this on a year-by-year kind of thing, or are you locking in for the next 2 seasons with somebody and you're going to try to get to 25? At this point, that's the only box left to check off. You've won championships, you've won MVPs, you've won gold medals. Everybody thinks you're a top 3 player all time. Some people think you're one of the greatest player of all time. There's just not a lot of boxes left to check on your basketball resume. Playing for 25 years if you're LeBron is a pretty enticing thing, I would say. All right, coming up on the other side, the France game is about to start in the World Cup. They are a big favorite today in that matchup, and we are starting to get some information right now on where the Royal Stadium is going to be and what the parking situation is going to look like. We'll talk about it. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison and Rob Brenton.
You losers is what you are.
On your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5 The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's visit slaw.com.
We've got a stall 35 northbound past Mission. Right lane is blocked. To the North KC, that stall's still working. It's a big truck block in the right lane, 169 highway southbound past 9 highway on Valwood. Traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
At Shawnee Mission Ford right now, they're allowing you to get a big win, and that is employee pricing. You pay what they pay. Employee pricing for everyone on 25 Mustang, Mach-E, Bronco Sport, Mavericks, F-150s, and Expeditions. And you still get all the rebates and incentives offered from Ford on top of employee pricing, along with top trade-in value from Shawnee Mission Ford. American value for American values. Shawnee Mission Ford is on a mission to do more in 26.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no, we help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Royals coverage sponsored by Park & Go, the best deal on airport parking.
Sun, sand, and stress-free travel start with Park & Go, the best deal on airport parking. Keep your car cool with all covered parking and enjoy fast shuttles right to the terminal. Reserve your spot now at bookparkandgo.com. Park & Go, family-owned, customer approved.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens. The world's game at BetMGM is here. Bet on the soccer showdowns with 2 up early payout so that if you're up 2, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Let's say you put your money on Leo Messi in Argentina. They go up too early in the first half. Well, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Place a pre-game straight match result bet on any tournament game. If at any point your team is up by 2 goals, you will instantly win your bet. Then enjoy BetMGM's same-game parlays, daily promotions, player props, and so much more for the world's game. You like Ronaldo in Portugal. You like Harry Kane in England. Whoever it may be, don't miss your shot at an early win with 2 up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals. Regardless of the final outcome of the match, make it a tournament to remember with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply. Please gamble responsibly.
This summer, Casey's has 89-cent medium fountain and new Frostbite by Casey's drinks. But if you don't have 89 cents, you could check your center console, dig between your couch cushions, ask Grandma for $1, or just use your credit card. 89-cent medium Frostbite by Casey's or fountain drinks at Casey's all summer long. Restrictions may apply. See store for details.
This 4th of July, light up the night with Freedom Family Fireworks. We're family-owned and packed with the biggest deals of the season. Get buy one, get one free specials. Grab the Godfather assortment for just $5.99 and get free Excalibur shells when you spend $250 or more. With locations in Liberty, Lee Summit, Pleasant Hill, Cameron, Chillicothe, and our air-conditioned Superstore at Highway 291 and 210 just before the Missouri River. Visit freedomfamilyfireworks.com. Then stop by your nearest Freedom Family Fireworks location today. While supplies last, see store for details.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more. USPS, official shipping sponsor of the NHL.
Liberty Mutual. Mutual customize this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Tonight, expect a mostly clear night with a low of 78.
Weather brought to you by Capital One. Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank guide. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
Royals coverage is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City.
Brought to you by Blue KC is the Coaches with Character program. Do you know a rock star high school coach in your district? Nominate them for the Blue KC Coaches with Character program at bluekc.com/nominate coaches with character. Let's make our coaches feel special and make our community a better place to live, work, and play.
Hey, it's Carter Jensen, and this is your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM. HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
All right, so let's talk about this. This is where I think some of the limitations of radio are going to kind of shine through. You know, I wish I could just like show you the plan while we are talking about this. I would highly encourage you to do a quick Google search and learn more about it. So, you know, this is all public record. So the Royals, as you know, they announced their plan to move downtown. Well, yesterday, we got some public information that the Royals, they filed for urban renewal rezoning and development preliminary plan for the ballpark. This has a lot of information. How much area they're going to take, where it's going to be, where they think you're going to park, what streets you're going to drive on. Like, this is a pretty detailed plan. Now, we know at this point that their plan is to break ground at some point in early 2027. I'm going to guess probably February or March. And the plan is that the stadium is going to open in 3 years, and the stadium is going to be ready for opening day in 2030. That is the plan with the Royals. Now, let's see if they can stay on the plan, but that is the plan. So they are doing all the necessary stuff to kind of get ready and prepare for this moment. Now, that's not what I wanted to talk to you about. The number one question is going to be, where are we going to park? I get it. Well, this study, and you can read it, it suggests that they are going to have 8,219 parking spots at Crown Center. So you will park at Crown Center and you will just walk the couple of blocks to get to the stadium. Now, of the area surrounding it, the downtown district that they are creating, they believe that it is 10,038 parking spaces. You add all that up, it's a little more than 18,000 parking spaces. Now, this part I found very interesting. They anticipate, Rob, that 67% of people that go to Royals games are going to drive to the game. They anticipate that 15% of people are going to get there due to rideshare. So Uber, Lyft, a taxi. So you're not going to want to drive. You're not going to want to deal with it. You're just going to say, hey, why don't we just Uber down there so we don't got to deal with it? They believe that 10% of people would walk or bike. So you already live downtown. You already live near there. You determine, hey, why don't we go to the game? We can just walk over there. They think that number is around 10%. They also anticipate that around 8% of the crowds at Royals games are going to arrive by the streetcar and get to the game. Now, nobody has told me this. This is just me putting two and two together. I believe the city is trying to condition you to start using the streetcar. If you have been downtown for the World Cup, the streetcar, they are pushing you to use the streetcar. It connects you to FanFest. It also connects you to Power and Light. You get dropped off basically right in front of it. I think they are pushing you to start to incorporate using the streetcar. Hey, you can park somewhere along where the streetcar is, hop on the streetcar. It can take you to Power and Light. It can take you to Liberty Memorial. I'm imagining it's going to drop you off really close to the stadium. You get off, you go to the game. When it's over, you get back on the streetcar. You then ride it to wherever your car is, and you go home, and you are fine. They are conditioning you to do that, whether it's with the KC Current, how they have expanded it, and there is not a lot of parking if you have been to a KC Current game. Taking the streetcar is the best option of getting there, or the bus shuttle that they have already put together. They are also encouraging you to do the exact same thing when it comes to Fan Fest and maneuvering when it comes to the World Cup. Now, I would also guess that they will do this. This is just a pure hunch on my part. If you have been to a Current game, for what they have done for the most part is you pay to park in some lot a little bit off-site, and you get on the bus, and the bus will then drop you off right in the front. I'm also guessing they're going to do that with the Royals too. Hey, park over on 11th and Grand. We know it's far enough away. You're not going to walk. It's $20 to park over there. It's what you were already paying at the old stadium. Hop on this shuttle. This shuttle is going to take you right to the front of the stadium. Get off and enjoy it. Now, I believe that downtown can handle this level of parking. I know it is different, but right now I am seeing downtown be able to handle a major watch party that is at P&L. I'm also seeing it handle Fan Fest at the same time, and I don't really seem to see a whole lot of complaints by people that we know are using cars and driving to these events. I've always believed that Kansas City is capable of pulling this off. I would say with how we have seen downtown handle so many significant events over the last couple of years, and I imagine there will be more as we continue to get ready for this happening, I think Kansas City is showing you more and more that it can handle the stadium being downtown.
I'm going to ask you a question. It's possible you don't have the answer to this question. That 19,000 at Crown Center, is that at physical Crown Center, or does that include like street parking in and around?
They're counting 8,000 are actually at Crown Center, so like directly on the ground. 10,000 in a radius around Crown Center. So you got real quick access. You park there, you can get on the streetcar, and you can ride it down there. They're counting those in the 18,000 spaces.
The same way if you park like near City Hall for a concert, you're probably in the radius. Yeah. That's kind of the concept. I know one of the big complaints with the whole stadium saga was fans complaining, where we're going to park. And that was honestly an annoying part of the whole saga. It seems like the Royals, at least based on information, have a plan, and their plan is good. There is plenty of parking downtown. The streetcar is humming. We think it'll be better by the time the new stadium opens. There is, a life. There's a bustling area downtown. You can walk, you can bike, you can do all those things. So the plan and, calming people who are worried about it down wasn't really my top concern, but I am happy that the Royals have put something out there to be like, hey, this is going to work. This is how parking will operate.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I'm very curious what you guys think. I live downtown, so walking's not that big of a deal for me. So I haven't taken the streetcar to these things. I just get out and walk, and I go to these things. But that is, I think you are seeing, I think it just takes time for things. Rob, you remember whenever the airport was new, it was a lot of frustration about where do you go to pick people up? How do you do these things? And then over time, we just adjusted to it, and you don't really hear those complaints anymore. The airport is actually pretty convenient now. Maybe it's not as convenient as the old airport, but the airport's pretty convenient. I don't really hear a whole lot of complaining about the airport the way that I did the first 90 days that it was open. I think that's how the stadium is going to be. There was a lot of complaining about the shuttle to get you to the World Cup game for the first World Cup. We then learned from the mistakes of it, and it improved, and it got better, and you haven't really heard those complaints the second, third, or fourth time that they had a game. And people just figured out a way to manipulate. Like, hey, I don't want to deal with the shuttle, so I'll figure out a way. I'll do this, and then I'll just go over there. I feel like in a lot of these situations, people just underestimate their ability to adjust on the fly and figure it out if it's something you really want to do. Something tells me when it comes to going to the game, people are going to do it.
I 100% agree. I'm actually, listen, their percentages can change. I would bet those percentages change. You get a larger streetcar group as we get closer and closer to groundbreaking stadium opening. Because you mentioned it perfectly. I've been downtown a little bit for Fan Fest and stuff with the World Cup. I haven't been down there every day. I'm not going to make it look like I've lived down there like you have. The streetcar's moving. I've gone to a Current game on the streetcar. It's moving. I've done the Plaza ride. It's humming. So I think that streetcar number is going to be bigger at the time we actually break ground for the Royal Stadium, but the parking plan they have laid out is totally fine. There is absolutely no reason to be frustrated with what the Royals are doing parking-wise, and I know that was a thought by people who were upset with the Crown Center plan.
Yeah, text line 913-586-7965. What's the latest with the petition? They got enough signatures to potentially force the stadium to have to go through a public vote. That got me very, very nervous. I would not be worried about that. This is a $1 billion plan that has the Royals hallmark and the city of Kansas City, Missouri. People filling out, they're already filing stuff federally when it comes to rezoning. I would not be worried about that. It's too late. You know how we talk about, like, when it comes to reporting, how whenever something gets reported, like, it's usually going to happen, like, oh, Kawhi might be traded. Well, they're already working on trading him. If you don't make that announcement the way that the Royals did publicly, the way that they did with everybody there, the mayor was there, the last 2 mayors were there, the Hall family is there, everybody. You don't make that if you think that 1,000 signatures from the public is now going to get you to change your plan. This is the plan. They are building a stadium at Crown Center. I understand the public aspect of it. We argue that enough. They use our tax dollars for these things. Like, they're using your tax dollars right now for FanFest. They're using your tax dollars right now for the World Cup to be here. Everybody seems to be fine with it. Like, they use our tax dollars. Some of your tax dollars went to build more an amphitheater. I'm sorry. They're using your tax dollars in ways you maybe don't approve them to do. I think that the city would vote for this plan of Crown Center. I just also think this is by far and away the best plan that they've ever had. The Hallmark family is they're selling the land to the Royals. The Royals are then gifting the land to the city of Kansas City. They are not displacing any local business. They are not displacing anybody's home. No one will have to move because of this plan. I kind of feel like it's a really good plan. Maybe I'm in the minority. I love the plan. I'm excited for the downtown stadium.
We talked about it when it happened. It's an everyone wins plan. The Royals get downtown baseball. The city gets to reinvigorate Crown Center. Like, let's be honest, Crown Center is not what it was when we were kids. They get to reinvigorate Crown Center. It's, no business is displaced outside of Crown Center, who is volunteering to be, the Hallmark family, who is volunteering to be displaced. And now you have downtown baseball right on the streetcar line. This was check, check, and check. Everyone wins. I don't even understand. The people who are signing this petition just seem like people who are angry for the sake of being angry. There's no anger for me. This is a good plan.
Yeah, someone on the text line 913-586-7965. CDOT, this plan requires giving $1 billion to billionaires. It's not a good plan. Yeah, screw whatever the people want. You live in America. I always feel like we'd have these arguments. I'm sorry to pass this information, but the people with the money are making decisions without you all the time. That is currently happening right now. They have decided where they are going to spend your money. They're going to spend your money on the ballpark. You can be mad about it if you want. That's perfectly fine. I can't stop anybody from being mad about them, but they are currently taking some of your money and using it on the World Cup. They're currently taking some of your money and using it on Morton Amphitheater. They're also currently going to take some of your money and build a baseball stadium with it. I'm just here to pass off the news to you guys. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan. You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this. Hey, it's Blaine with Smithville Ford. Wouldn't you love getting employee price from everywhere? Well, let's start a rebellion, because right now, Smithville Ford is giving employee pricing to everyone. So what's the real difference in pricing? 2025 Bronco Sport starting at $28,944, less than $30,000, up to $10,000 off MSRP on 2026 F-150s, and you get a lifetime powertrain warranty for free. Go to SmithvilleFord.com right now, because this ends July 6th.
What's got everyone talking?
That would be Talk of the Town Neighborhood Bar and Grill on 135th and Null and 119th and Quivira.
What's got everyone talking?
Everyone's talking about our daily specials, the best burgers and wings in town, great selection of beer and spirits. Oh, it's the dozens of TVs showing your favorite game.
That's what's got everyone talking.
This is Giannis, and now we're talking at Talk of the Town Neighborhood Bar and Grill.
Baseball season is in full swing, and that means the summer heat is coming. The guys at Climate Control have been serving KC homeowners for over 35 years, and they know how to get your cooling system ready to handle our scorching hot summer weather. Stay cool and comfortable this summer. Call Climate Control today at 816-265-2830. 816-265-2830 for all your cooling, heating, and plumbing needs. Don't wait. Visit ClimateControlKC.com today. Climate Control Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Right, soccer fans, listen up. If you'd like a proper celebration, come on, you know where to go this summer. Gordon Ramsay's steak inside Harrah's, Kansas City is the place to be. Now, we're talking beautiful marble cuts, cooked to absolute utter perfection, and flavors you can't get anywhere else. Stop settling for mediocre and let me help you. Come in, sit down, and let my team show you how to cook a proper steak. Now, 21 or older to gamble, know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Shawnee Mission Ford right now, they're allowing you to get a big win, and that is employee pricing. You pay what they pay. Employee pricing for everyone on 25 Mustang, Mach-E, Bronco Sport, Mavericks, F-150s, and Expeditions. And you still get all the rebates and incentives offered from Ford on top of employee pricing, along with top trade-in value from Shawnee Mission Ford. American value for American values. Shawnee Mission Ford is on a mission to do more in 26.
Our nation's 250th birthday calls for a really big party. And Hy-Vee is here to help with really big savings on everything you need. Load up the grill with tender baby back ribs, just $3.28 a pound. Whole seedless watermelon, only $4.48. Frito-Lay chips for $2. And Pepsi 8-pack bottles or 12-pack cans, just $3.99. Stock up on your favorite beer, wine, and spirits and get the party started. This Wednesday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Soccer Fever is in Kansas City, and Hy-Vee is your headquarters for official merchandise, apparel, tailgate, and watch party needs. And Hy-Vee makes game day so easy. They have ready-to-go wings, pizza, party trays, charcuterie, and, of course, all those delicious sweet treats. If you're planning a cookout, great. Hy-Vee's special recipe brats, burgers, and steaks are the best. Check out their match day meat bundle for only $30. And don't forget about Hy-Vee's wine and spirits department. For all of your game day needs, count on Hy-Vee.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. Future you wants to have fun on the 4th. So get set in one stop. At Target's 4th of July sale. Get 40% off women's dresses, skirts, and shorts. And for the kiddos, shorts are 20% off. What's a celebration without something tasty? Frozen treats are BOGO 25% off. Plus, you save 30% on soda 12-packs when you buy 3. Have fun all weekend long. Shop Target's 4th of July sale. And Saturday, restrictions apply.
For adults with Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms, every choice matters. Tremfya offers self-injection or intravenous infusion from the start. Tremfya is administered as injections under the skin or infusions through a vein every 4 weeks, followed by injections under the skin every 4 or 8 weeks. If your doctor decides that you can self-inject Tremfya, proper training is required. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections or lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit TremfyaRadio.com.
Join 96.5 The Fan staff at the Peanut on State Line this Wednesday with kickoff set for 7 o'clock.
Royals coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
For over 36 years, Metal by the Foot has been your source for steel, aluminum, brass, and stainless. Located in Casey and Topeka. Online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Overland Park, that's a 3-car crash, 35 northbound past 87th in the right lane. In the Triangle, that's a crash, 71 southbound before 85th left lane. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, Kansas City, it's Vinny Pasquantino. Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
Someone on the text line says, C-Dot, can you explain what you were talking about with Morton Amphitheater? Sure, happy to do that. Morton Amphitheater, they received $25 million in direct public funding. Rob, did you vote to give money to Morton Amphitheater? I don't remember this being on the ballot in any capacity. They just gave them the money. They just gave them the $20 million. So the state of Missouri contributed $20 million to Morton Amphitheater. The city of Riverside contributed $5 million. Riverside also issued $120 million in bond to help fund construction for all of it. And they got a $15 million tax abatement with building the amphitheater. So I don't remember this ever being a vote. Maybe you guys remember them being a vote. I'm pretty sure they just took some of your money and then built the amphitheater and then charged you to go park out there and then charge you $24 for a margarita if you also go out there to hear Kesha. You went out there to hear Kesha, right? And they hit you over the head. You said, I've not been out there yet, so I don't know. But I've heard enough through the grapevine to know. I will go at some point, but they haven't had a show yet for me that really moves my needle.
Kesha was like a Diet Right version of Katy Perry out there, just playing the hits. People were going crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was the first show. I saw the first show at Morton. I'm an OG to the Salt Stone.
Someone on the text line says, C-Dot, maybe I'm just a dreamer, but I refuse to just accept things the way that they are. Maybe we could really have a better America. We could all stand up together. I don't know what you're seeing in our real life to think that we are all standing together on some of these issues. I just accepted that we're not standing together on these issues. You just got to do what you got to do in these scenarios. That's kind of what I decided. This is kind of the same conversation we were having a couple weeks ago about tipping. Like, in an ideal world, yes, I wish that all of these restaurants that we eat at, I wish they paid their employees more. I really do. I wish that our tips did not fund their life. I really wish that's the case. I am not changing that system. That system was in place long before I was here. I'm guessing it's going to be here long before I'm gone, too. That's just the system that we got. So I got to live with it. I got to make the most out of the system.
I also think, and I don't want to get into a whole political thingy here, but like,
You want to talk about the Royals instead?
I understand that. I understand people don't want.
They don't got a whole lot of options right now.
I understand people don't want their tax dollars going to stadiums, but stadiums do have a benefit for towns. Like, isn't that the whole point of tax dollars, is to benefit the town? A downtown baseball stadium, much like a T-Mobile or what was then Sprint Center, would help downtown. So yes, it does suck that John Sherman is going to pocket some of your money to build his stadium. There is an intrinsic value on the back end, though, for your city in having downtown baseball. There is very little intrinsic value in it being in a concrete jungle out in Raytown. That's just back to life.
Can I read a statement to you? This statement is from Brendan Sorsby. Quote, there has been a lot of news about me out there, and I want to share this statement to make sure that things are clear. I 100% accept responsibility for my actions. I did not have control of my gambling problem, and it took me getting caught to realize that. But it truly was the best thing that could have happened to me. Because of this, I've been able to get the help that I need, and I'm able to focus on my recovery. The news about the supplemental draft changes nothing about my recovery journey. I will continue to take it one day at a time, focusing on making myself better throughout this process and making sure to share what I've learned, and I will continue to learn with others going forward. I'm fully committed to being the best version of myself that I can be while getting ready for the 2027 draft. God makes no mistakes, and I look forward to seeing the good that is to come from this. So that is a statement from Brendan Sorsby. We also just got this news. This happened in the last 5 to 10 minutes or so. But Brendan Sorsby has announced that he is not going to pursue any further legal action with the NFL. He is going to just focus on next year's draft. So the NFL has said, he is not available this year. You cannot sign him in free agency, so you cannot go pick up Brandon Sorsby, but he is going to be fully eligible for the 2027 draft, and you will have the opportunity to go select him. He'll go to the combine. He'll interview. He'll do all that stuff. He will be a regular person regular player entering the NFL draft. I think this is the best possible thing for Brendan Sorsby. This was the message that I gave Brendan Sorsby a couple of weeks ago when we had this conversation. Sometimes the universe gives us a message. Sometimes the universe will tell you when it's time for you to quit a job. Sometimes the universe will tell you when it is time for you to leave your wife, to leave your husband, to be a better father. Whatever it is, the universe will give you a sign and will let you know that it is time for you to do something. I think the universe gave Brendan Sorsby that sign. Brendan, you're not playing football. Let's quit the lawsuits. Let's quit the nonsense, and let's focus on what you need to do. If I was in Brendan Sorsby's life, I would give him a very simple message. I would try to go back to Texas Tech. You obviously can't play football there, but just be a college student for a year. Go be a college student. I don't think anybody is against you practicing. I'm not against you practicing. I'm not against you being on the practice squad. I'm not against you traveling with the team. I'm not against you being around the team and going out there. I mean, they've already paid you your NIL money. I don't have any problem with Brendan Sorsby being around the Texas Tech team. I think it's probably good for him to be around the team and continue to be monitored. Continue to take classes, continue to learn, and do all of that. Use their facilities, continue to work, continue to get ready for the NFL draft. And also, in the meantime, I'd be going to talk to high school kids. I'd be going to talk to kids about this. Now, I know it might be hypocritical, because I endorse FanDuel. I'm not against sports gambling. I'm all for responsible, whatever it is. You're an adult. You can make that decision for yourself. But I would be naive to not point out, because we have made it so easy to consume it, that there are a lot of underage kids that probably get caught up into the same thing that Brendan Sorsby is. You're making bets at a way too young of an age, and I can understand how, because we have made it so accessible, it's now right there on your phone that you can do it, how you can be caught up into this trap. So Brendan Sorsby should take this, tell you what doing this has cost you. Man, it almost cost me my career. Brendan Sorsby was going to be the starting quarterback on one of the 10 best teams in college football. He had a legitimate chance of winning the Heisman Trophy this season. He was going to be, in my opinion, the best player in the Big 12 this season, at least preseason-wise. And look at what it cost him this year. That person has a very important message that could talk to other kids about this situation. So I'm not anti-Brendan Sorsby in any way. I just didn't think he should play college football this season, certainly not at the NCAA level. Sit down, chill, relax, continue to work out, and show up at the combine ready to ball out and ready to work. Brendan Sorsby should want to do all the stuff at the combine. He should want to do the public interviews. He should want to meet with every team. He should want to do the 40. He should want to do everything to show you, hey, I'm focused. I'm ready to play football. All of this is behind me. I'm still one of the best quarterbacks in this draft class. I hope that he does it. I hope that he proves us wrong.
I don't want to say it's the only thing we didn't like about Brendan Sorsby. I didn't like that he gambled his own team. But one of the things that the public kind of turned on Sorsby with was the fact that he was fighting this in court, and when he won in court, he and Texas Tech were both like, now I'm playing, sucks to suck. That was what we were upset about. We were not upset about him admitting that he had a gambling problem. We were not upset about the fact that he was going to seek treatment for his gambling problem. That no one has ever had a problem with Brendan Sorsby road to recovery for his gambling addiction. Again, I don't love that he bet on his own team, but he came forward, hey, I did this, my bad. I'm trying to fix these problems. We didn't like that he was using the legal system to try to basically force his way into being a football player. And I also didn't like that Texas Tech and their fans stood behind him and celebrated. Those are the things we didn't like about Sorsby. So him disappearing from the zeitgeist for 12 months is not bad. Go do some workout videos, continue to do work on yourself so you don't find yourself in a situation where you are gambling again. Do all the things you need to do. Open up, do an E60 interview, do a Good Morning America interview. Be everywhere saying, I made a mistake, I am on the road to recovery to fix it. And then in January, February, start pumping out Instagram videos of you playing football with kids at the facility and you're dropping dimes, and I promise you will get drafted. But his old plan of, I'm just going to keep fighting the legal battle to play college football is why the college football community turned on Brendan Sorsby.
Yeah, I guess I would also argue this point too. Text line 913-586-7965. He serves no purpose to Texas Tech if he isn't playing. The cloud will be all over them because he's present. He can't play. He shouldn't be there. I don't really think that there's going to be a cloud over Texas Tech if Brendan Sorsby is watching film and practicing with them. Like, that's something that we're going to be talking about in the media? That's something we're going to be talking about in September, that Brandon Sorsby is practicing with them. Now, this is where I think it matters. I would say it matters twofold. A, you can't tell me having him on the practice squad and him practicing against is bad for your team. He'd be the best quarterback on your team if he was there. So going against that guy, I think actually has some value with him being around the team. I think that's number one. And if I'm him, I would just call them on everything Texas Tech did for 2 weeks was talking about how much they love him and how much they want to support him. Well, then call their bluff on it. I don't know if Brendan Sorsby just being left to his own devices, no pun intended, I don't know if that's the best possible thing. I think that football, especially at his age, provides you a structure that I think he could desperately use for the next couple of weeks. I think having accountability from your teammates, having accountability from the coaches, I think goes a very, very long way. I think going through the routine of being a football player and not being away from all of it for a year, I think serves a really, really good purpose if you're Brandon Sorsby, in a way that would prepare you for the next level that you cannot get on your own. There is no high-level practice in football in October. All the people that are good enough to be doing that are off playing football. It's not the summer. In the summer, yeah, you can work out and you can do all these things. Everybody that's at your level of playing football, that's what they're doing professionally, whether it's in college or in the National Football League. So, yeah, that's what I would advise him. I go try to be around that team. Be around them, keep your head down, act like a red shirt for a year, and then leave and go up to the NFL. That'd be my advice.
Here's my one thing with that system, and I don't know what I don't know. So this might be speaking out of ignorance. With his road to recovery from his gambling addiction, do you think it's a good idea for him to be around practice with all the inside information and then not be with the team on Saturday? Because that was the exact problem he had when he was at Indiana that led to him gambling on the team.
I mean, he wants to be an athlete for the living. He's always going to be around inside information. Like
that's fair.
I'm just saying, if that's a worry that you have, then he is not a draftable player. Then he's done playing football. Then if that's the case, you're always going to be around inside information. Like Brandon Sorsby had a chance to be a starting quarterback in the National Football League. Like, he's that good. I think Brendan Sorsby's good. I think he is a low first, early second round talent. If your concern is I can't have him on the team because we can't talk to him about stuff, then what are we doing here? Then Brendan Sorsby's done then. The only reason we're talking about this is because we think Brendan Sorsby is good, because we think he has a chance to play. The only reason they blocked him from that supplemental draft is they knew somebody was going to take him, and they wanted to save themselves from themselves. So let's just make it where nobody can take him right now. We're going to give him basically a suspension. That's what this is. This is a 1-year suspension, and then we can reevaluate this next year and where he is.
And we don't need to get in the weeds here. I think the one reason they didn't have him in the supplemental draft this year is they didn't have time to vet him. I don't think teams had time to vet him. I don't think the league had time to vet him. I think one of the reasons this is good for Brendan Sorsby is he has the draft's in 9 months. 9 months for the league to learn about him.
I hear what you're saying about vetting. There was an NFL player that joined the NFL, and we believe that he committed a murder in college. Whatever vetting process they have, it ain't that good. You know what I mean? Like,
they love to tell you it's great, though.
So, yeah, I hear what you're saying. Oh, they didn't have a chance to vet him. You didn't know they did. They did. We believe Aaron Hernandez killed 2 people while he was at Florida. He got I bet every NFL team said they went through the process and they vetted him. He was a high draft pick too. I don't believe whatever vetting process. I'm not believing it. Whatever they got, I don't believe it. I'm not a believer in whatever they got going on. So good luck for them. Rob, what's happening right now in the World Cup? The television, it does not working for me. I think it's because I didn't how you don't touch the remote for too long. And now for those of you that have Roku, it's that weird purple background. That's what I'm seeing right now. So I have no clue what's going on in the World Cup.
We just finished the hydration break. We were in the 32nd minute.
That's your favorite part of the game. You love the hydration break.
I'm happy I missed it. France and Sweden are tied 0-0 at this point. France has been the better team, and Mbappe actually just hit a post. So it feels like any minute now they will break through. But still, as of now, 0-0 up in New York.
The World Cup had all of my attention yesterday. The Netherlands, Morocco, I felt a little conflicted. This is why. I usually try to cheer for the African countries. Just off GP, Africa against the world, I'm usually cheering for Africa in that situation. I don't know either one of these countries, but you know what? I'm going to just cheer for the African country. But then on the other side, I kind of feel like I'm a part of the Netherlands. Like, I went to the walk with them a couple of days ago, and everybody was so friendly. They were staying here. So I'm like, oh, I want to see them do well, too. I was very, very conflicted on who I wanted to actually win the game yesterday. I ended up cheering for the Netherlands because I feel like I'm more from the Netherlands than I am from Morocco, at least for this World Cup purposes. And then they lost anyway.
Great match, though.
It was a very exciting match.
I actually feel like yesterday we had a lot of good matches. Like, it's kind of forgotten to history because the other two were better, but like Japan-Brazil was a good match. They got a late goal for Brazil to win. We had PKs and Paraguay beat Germany, see you later. And then the nightcap, Morocco-Netherlands, was incredible. Now, first one today, Ivory Coast versus Norway was good too. We had late drama there. The World Cup has been absolutely delivering on what people wanted to do. It has been a fantastic tournament so far. We haven't even gotten to the A+ big dogs playing each other yet. Eventually, Spain will play France if it all comes to seed. That will be must-watch television.
Someone on the text line says, "See, I think you're turning into Binkley with technology." I have no clue how to get the television back on. Like, I'm trying it right now. I don't know how to get it back on. I don't know how to get it on the television.
That is a very Binkley thing to have happen.
No clue.
Also, for those watching the stream, he has 3 remotes in his hand.
Yeah, I have no clue how to get the game on. I would love to watch the game, but I don't know how to get the game. Never mind. I'm just gonna turn the television off and I'll just start something else. I'll just, you know what? I'll just follow it online. I've absolutely no clue how to fix this. Why don't we go back to what I do know to talk about? Waffle House.
Hours before Centennial Olympic Park opened, the gates opened, people from Casablanca to California lined up for some eggs and patty melts. Waffle House certainly has a world of new fans.
Hard to believe, really, but in most places around the world, you're not able to get scattered, smothered, covered, chunked, diced, and peppered hash browns at 2:30 in the morning. Not even able to order a buttery bowl of grits.
Have you ever eaten grits? You know what grits are? And I'm about to experience it right now, so I'm going to substitute whatever for grits.
Go get it.
Mo Rahili grew up in Morocco and now lives in San Francisco. This is his first time to Atlanta, first time to the South, first time to Waffle House. As he stood in the restaurant line outside FanFest, he asked for my recommendations.
Can't go wrong at Waffle House, man.
Okay, as long as I'm having a good time, as long as I'm alive after this experience to go experience that one, I'm happy.
Waffle House has this pop-up store selling hats, t-shirts, yellow and black soccer balls, and it's as popular as an all-star special. Jay Boss is a Haitian American living in South Florida.
Yeah, we tried it yesterday. It was actually amazing.
Is the first time you ate there?
First time.
What did you think?
It was actually really good. I liked it.
I've never been more confused than I am right now trying to get the World Cup on television. This has to be how old people feel when you tell them that the Royals game is on Apple TV. And they start thinking, I don't know how to get to Apple TV. I have no clue. I tried during the audio. I was listening to it. I was trying to. I don't know how to do it. I've never felt this confused when it comes to technology. This is why I hate when the games are on streamer. Why can't it just be on regular Spectrum on here? I got to hit the Roku box, and then you're telling me you got to hit this and go to. It's too much, you know?
I will tell you, while you're messing with that and didn't see it, Michael Elise had a bicycle kick that went off the post. It was incredible visuals.
Well, I mean, I bet on France today, so of course. Whenever I bet on a team, they don't want to score that day.
It was a literal bicycle off the post, and then the rebound just scurried wide.
Can I tell you something that you're going to laugh at me about? I got distracted. Though, go to Waffle House. It's great. You're going to laugh at me for this. You know that guy, it's Zoltan? Is that how you pronounce his name?
The guy in the Fox group?
Yeah.
Zlatan?
Yeah, him. I don't know who he is. So I was like, oh, yeah, he must play soccer. That's what I was thinking because he's on this thing. Like, I know who Henry is. He's from France, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know him. Now, I don't know what country the other gentleman is from. I don't know. But because he was on the World Cup coverage, I was like, oh, he must play soccer and he must be really good at it. So I typed his name in YouTube because I wanted to see if this guy was really good at soccer or not. He did this bicycle kick in this game. I had never seen this highlight before earlier this morning. Literally never seen it before. It was one of the most amazing things I'd ever seen a human being do before. It honestly was one of the most incredible things I had ever seen. Then I saw some other goal that he had. It was in the MLS. Maybe it was like his first game or something. He was like way outside the box and he kicked it and he took his shirt off. And I was like, that guy's really good. That guy should be talking about the World Cup. I now believe what he has to say. I now got questions. I know how good the Henry guy is. I saw how why is Alexi Lawless up there? He's not nearly as good as these other two guys.
Yeah, Alexi's the odd man out. I will say.
This would be like if you had Barry Sanders and you had Emmitt Smith and then Jackie Battle on the panel. Why is Jackie Battle here? Why is he up here talking with these other two individuals? We can't swap him out for somebody else. Pele still with us?
No, he's not.
My bad.
It's a pretty good analogy. I will say, Zlatan is Swedish and Henry is French, so I assume they're going to that group at halftime when those two are playing right now. But Zlatan was something else. Now, he refers to himself in third person, so he's a lot of things, but was a very good soccer player.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw this guy. I'd only seen 2 clips of him. I don't know anything else about him, literally. I have no other basis of information. I just want you to type it up. How you pronounce his name again?
Zlatan.
Zlatan.
Mm-hmm.
Type Zlatan bicycle kick and tell me it's not one of the most amazing things you've ever seen in your life. Rob, you know what play I'm talking about, right? I'd never seen a human being do that before. I didn't even know it's humanly possible to do something like that. I will say watching the World Cup makes me wish that I liked soccer. I don't like it enough to keep watching it once the World Cup is over. But for this time being, it has been a lot of fun. I've been learning a lot about soccer over the last couple of weeks. I'm going to be a little bit sad when the World Cup goes away. I'm going to be real sad when we don't have any Royals, when we don't have any World Cup, and you guys are asking me about who's this AA pitcher that the Royals got back in a trade. Like, that's going to be a real earth-shattering day. A real shock back to your system. Here we were talking about France and Spain and Portugal playing soccer, and it's going to be some AA 29-year-old that the Royals just got back in a trade. Like, oh, can he help us? I don't know. At this point, I might know more about soccer than I might know about that topic. Coming up in about 20 minutes, we'll reset things and get you ready for this evening in the World Cup. Keep it right here, it's The Drive.
Your off-season home for everything Chiefs football.
Talking about the top story, the Chiefs, they have a new offensive coordinator.
96.5, The Fan.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and that means your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. Even if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you keep your bet alive and it keeps you in the action for even longer. So now you're in it until the final whistle. The Super Sub covers the entire game, including extra time. This summer is going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be even better with our friends over at FanDuel. All you need to do is visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Look for the yellow Super Sub icon on the same page and the My Bets page. If your player leaves the match due to substitution or injury, your bet automatically will transfer to the substitute who replaces that player. Go to FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer for the World Soccer Championship with FanDuel. FanDuel is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, Mr. C, it's me. Well, I just picked up the ring. I actually went to Hellsberg. Thanks for that recommendation. Kate's gonna love that hers is from the same jeweler you got Mrs. C's ring from. They were so helpful throughout the whole process. They even knew your family by name, and the ring looks great. Anyways, I just couldn't wait to let you guys know. Call me back and wish me luck.
Hellsberg, designed with care and craft since 1915. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Spring is here, and as the weather heats up, the sports action heats up at Circa Sports. From baseball to basketball, hockey to golf, Circa Sports has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for playoff futures or props on your favorite players and more, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What's up, guys? It's Drew. Look, let's be real for a second. When it comes to performance,
Good just isn't good enough, just like the teams that we cheer for, and that's exactly why Blue Chew raised the bar for you. Introducing Blue Chew Gold, the revolutionary 4-in-1 upgrade that targets both your brain and your body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves right under your tongue and starts working in as little as 15 minutes, so there's less waiting, more confidence, and a whole new level of readiness. And I've told you before, confidence is key. You know it the same as I do. Get started today at BlueChew.com and see why millions of men trust Blue Chew. Now, with a gold standard upgrade that's changing the game for good. It's not just about function anymore. It's about total performance, both physical and mental. They're turning bedroom performance into an Olympic sport, so go for gold. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. There's a special deal for you there. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code KFNZ. That's promo code KFNZ. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety info.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. $4, $6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Join 96.5 The Fan staff at the Peanut on State Line this Wednesday with kickoff set for 7 o'clock.
Brought to you by Duke's Real Mayo.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about good mayo. Duke's Mayo. It'll make any dish sing. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Come score the shirt with 96.5 The Fan as we'll be in the Lightwell office building at 11th and Main in downtown KC Mo every Wednesday between 11 and 1 during the World Soccer Championship, giving away shirts, gift cards, and more. Lightwell, managed by Area, owned by Samara Road. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Good news, the crash down in Belton is gone, but still very slow southbound as you approach Belton. I see folks tapping their brakes. Overland Park, the stall, 35 northbound past 87th, is in the right lane, and southbound side very heavy as well. North KC, we've got that crash, 152 Highway westbound just before Green Hills. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Subscribe to 96.5 The Fan on YouTube to watch the show from wherever you are.
Rob, you might laugh at me for this opinion, but you know how in the National Football League, how we had Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Ben Roethlisberger and Drew Brees, like we had all of these guys playing at the same time, and we felt very fortunate, you know? Now, I don't know a whole lot about soccer, but, you know, you had Lionel Messi and you had Cristiano Ronaldo at the same time. Two global superstars, you know? Cristiano Ronaldo has more followers than any person on Instagram. Lionel Messi, number 2 on Instagram. Like, these are the two, arguably, the most famous people in the world. Well, they're both getting kind of old. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo, he's 40-something years old. Lionel Messi's 39. The next time we have the World Cup, these two individuals you would think are not going to be participating. So, always you're like looking for that next star. You're looking for the next face. I kind of feel like soccer has it, or certainly are developing those people. I don't know much about it, but that Haaland guy, every time I see him, he scores a goal and he just looks amazing. Like, he looks the part of just a soccer star. Big, 6'5", flowing hair, scores all the goals. The next time the World Cup, I want to see him play. Kylian Mbappe, he's like 24, right? So we still got a long way to go with Mbappe. Mbappe is going to break all of Messi's records in the World Cup.
By the way, Mbappe scored today, making him the highest scoring person in the
he scored the first goal?
He has the most knockout stage goals ever in the World Cup.
Yes. I see that. And then the Yamal guy that plays for Spain, that's what team he's on, right?
Mm-hmm. He's 19, I believe.
Yeah. I feel like soccer has, even though it's about to lose its two biggest stars, I feel like it is very positioned in a way where for the next World Cup, there's going to be 4 or 5 superstars that can also carry the tournament and continue it on. That has to be exciting for everybody.
I mean, Kylian Mbappe, when he puts on the France jersey, is just a freak.
How's the guy from Brazil? The Vinny guy.
Vinny's pretty young, too. He's probably 24, 25, 26.
He scores a lot of the goals, too.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think Mbappe might be a little older now.
He's 25, Vinny is.
Mbappe's 27 now, so he's a little bit older, but still.
Yeah, we got like 2 or 3 more World Cups with these individuals.
By the way, here are Mbappe's stats for this World Cup. They've played 3.5 games. He has 5 goals, 2 assists.
Insane.
I mean, Messi's great, but Mbappe might be the best player in the world. Just a freak.
What's the top 5?
Right now in the world?
If you had to make a list.
Mbappe is not going to be in order because I'm just off the top of the head. Mbappe, Dembele, Yamal, Vinny Jr., Haaland for both club and country. That's probably the list. Harry Kane just outside.
I'd never not watch Haaland and he not score. I'll never forget that time I saw you and I texted you like, who is this guy? He's amazing. And you laughed at me. And I was like, I don't know anything about soccer, but this guy's one of the best I've ever seen play soccer.
He does a lot. He's scoring at the highest level in club soccer. So, yeah, that's probably the 5.
All right, well, I'm learning so much about soccer. I'm going to remember all this. I'm going to retain all of this information.
We should watch the Euros together in 2 years.
I don't mind watching the international stuff.
That's fair. Yeah, the internet. It's like an Olympic level flair to high level soccer.
I don't mind watching that or Copa America. I don't mind watching that. Now, if you think you're about to get me to start watching the EPL, or you're about to start getting me to watch the Seattle Sounders, I don't know if that's going to be the case. But if you're telling me that in 2 years we'll pick back up and we'll get the Euros, I'll watch that with you. I can participate in that. Is it like this, like the level of competition, the crowds and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Because that also makes it fun, too, that everybody seems to be so into it.
I forget what the last one was, but it's those because Europe is so close together, wherever they put this, European countries descend in on it, and it is a great atmosphere.
Okay, all right. I have one Chiefs thought. I try to throw in some Chiefs stuff here, too, for everybody, because I know that everybody's not a big soccer person. So I was on Arrowhead Pride earlier today, and I mean everybody that covers the Chiefs is kind of, you're scraping the bottom of the bowl right now to try to find topics. There's not a whole lot of Chiefs content.
Or you're on vacation. Just take some time.
I got the ability to talk about the World Cup. Not really what they can do on the Arrowhead Pride website. So on the Arrowhead Pride website, they had a poll question, and the poll question was, who is the Chiefs' best player under the age of 25? I am not joking with you. These were the 4 options. The 4 options were Xavier Worthy, Josh Simmons, Kingsley Suamataia, or rookie. Think about that. Best player under 25 years old. Xavier Worthy, who had 586 yards last year. Josh Simmons, who took a month off of work last year, and Kingsley Suamataia, who failed at left tackle, and then they put him at left guard. Now, I'm not telling you to not be excited about these individuals. What I am telling you is That right there is one of the biggest problems with the Kansas City Chiefs. The fact that it is not clear who their best player is under the age of 25, or they don't have a lot of answers to that question, is a problem. Now, obviously, this season, I want to see them get back to the playoffs. I want to see them make a deep run. I want to see them win a Super Bowl. But what I want to see them do more than anything is I would love for us to have this conversation a year from now, and the answer is Mansour Delane. I would love to have this conversation a year from now, and the answer is Peter Woods. Or it be they got 3 or 4 different options that everybody has a different answer, and we can't pick one. One of the problems with the Kansas City Chiefs is a large majority of the players that they are counting on are the old guys and the guys that helped you win championships back in 2019. Well, it's 2026. So, Pat, that's different. That's your quarterback. But you can't still be overly reliant on Travis Kelce. You still can't be overly reliant on Chris Jones and those guys. You need some of your younger players. You need superstars to emerge from that group. And that just hasn't happened yet. So a year from now, we can't be having the conversation of the possible best player under the age of 25 years old as your left guard. That is a problem in terms of a roster building conversation. Coming up at the top of the hour, we will reset everything. It has been a crazy time in the World Cup. We'll update you on everything. Keep it right here. So Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Good news, the crash down in Belton is gone, but still very slow southbound as you approach Belton. I see folks tapping their brakes. Overland Park, the stall, 35 northbound past 87th, is in the right lane, and southbound side very heavy as well. North KC, we've got that crash, 152 Highway westbound just before Green Hills. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hi, I'm Amanda, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As director of bridal design, I travel the world for inspiration so that your engagement ring stands out from the rest. My team of in-house designers and I work alongside skilled artisans to curate the most beautiful collection of exclusive engagement rings. At Shane Company, you'll find the ring that's a reflection of your unique style. No cookie-cutter designs here. See our selection in-store or at shaneco.com. Because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no, we help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Gomer's voted Casey's #1 liquor store, family owned and operated since 1969. With excellent price, selection, and service, Gomer's has helped customers find the perfect libation for any occasion for over 50 years.
When it's time to find the good stuff you're looking for, you find it at Gomer's.
This 4th of July, light up the night with Freedom Family Fireworks. We're family owned and packed with the biggest deals of the season. Get buy one, get one free specials. Grab the Godfather assortment for just $5.99 and get free Excalibur shells when you spend $250 or more. With locations in Liberty, Lee Summit, Pleasant Hill, Cameron, Chillicothe, and our air-conditioned superstore at Highway 291 and 210 just before the Missouri River. Visit freedomfamilyfireworks.com. Then stop by your nearest Freedom Family Fireworks location today. While supplies last, see store for details.
Come score the shirt with 96.5 The Fan, as we'll be in the Lightwell office building at 11th and Main in downtown KC every Wednesday between 11 and 1 during the World Soccer Championship, giving away shirts, gift cards, and more. Lightwell, managed by Area, owned by Samara Road.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code SNAP to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SNAP. for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SNAP for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
The world's biggest soccer tournament is heating up in the U.S., and on Kalshi, you can trade every match from the opening stage all the way to the final. Maybe think about one of the local teams who have been playing. Argentina right now, a $100 trade could see a $590 return if they were to take home the trophy, or maybe even feeling good about the U.S. A $100 trade there could see a $2,037 return. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there is no house. And as that probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. So you could buy into the U.S. now and then trade out of it later if you're feeling good or bad about it. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code TAPP, T-A-P-P, to get $10 when you trade 10. K-A-L-S-H-I, Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves a risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see kalshi.com/regulatory.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Paid for, client portrayal, and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch all your favorite shows, shorts, and clips. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFMZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Congratulations on getting through your 9 to 5. Thank you so much for listening. It is The Drive. FIFA has these rules that we can't say watch party. So I'm going to do this read, and I will not say it. Come and view the United States World Soccer Championship match with us at the Peanut on State Line this Wednesday. We will be viewing the game. Like I did that, Rob? It will not be a party. It will be a lot of people will be there, and we will be viewing the World Soccer Championship match at the Peanut on State Line. Now, I don't know if we told you guys this, but the Peanut, they have wing flavors. I did not know this until just recently. Rob and I tried some of the wing flavors the last time we were there. Rob, what did we get? We had the lemon.
We had buffalo lemon pepper, which is basically their buffalo wing with lemon pepper.
Yeah, that was fine.
It was okay. We had tiger.
The tiger was good. You liked the jerk because we also got the jerk.
Jerk was good. Jerk was just different. It was like charred as opposed to fried, so it's just so different. I liked it.
Yeah, no, I really liked the tiger wings. They were very, very good. So if you come out there to the Peanut on State Line for the gathering of viewing the game,
a lively atmosphere of people enjoying the soccer.
Somebody said call it a vigil. That's only if somebody dies, right? That's not the term I want to use. It might be a vigil for Bosnia and their tournament chances, but I don't want to say that. So, yes, we will have a collection of people who are coming together to gather to view the match between the United States and Bosnia Wednesday at 7 o'clock on Fox. That's what we're doing. So I'm looking forward to it. Rob will be there. I will be there. I assume a lot of other people from 96.5 The Fan will be there. But most importantly, I will be there and Rob will be there. So it'll be a great time. Rob, let's talk about the World Cup. Why have you been hiding the World Cup from me? Let me tell you.
I've been keeping soccer away from you.
Yesterday, I watched a lot of World Cup when I got home. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I really did. I think this has been a phenomenal tournament so far that I have found great enjoyment in. I love the PKs. Now, you know me. I don't mind a quirky ending to a game. I like a little quirky ending. I like the ghost runner on second base. I don't mind these kind of things. You play soccer for 90 minutes plus stoppage time, so they're just randomly just adding time. They might add an extra 12 minutes, so you had 90 minutes plus 12 minutes. Then they give you another 30 minutes to try to go win the game. You still didn't win the game. At some point, it has to end. I also like the drama of the PKs. Now, I don't know if you were staying up late and you were watching it yesterday, but I was. Did you see that guy who was a Morocco fan? When I don't remember, but I couldn't tell you one single player.
Hakimi missed a PK and they went to this guy in the crowd.
I've never seen a person more upset at his team than this guy was, screaming at the field about his team missing the penalty kicks. And then it's just the drama of it all, you know? Because, like, they miss, and then you make it, so you're up in the PKs, but then they make the next one, so now you got to keep making it. I don't know enough about the strategy. Like, do you want your good kicker to do it first? Do you want your good kicker to do it at the end of the match? I'm just paying attention. I'm just an observer with all of this. And then I read this story. This story was in the New York Times, which it honestly might be the most American thing to have happen. Now, I love my people, but if there's one thing that we as Americans love to do, it's to see that you got some motion going on and we think that we got an idea to fix it, and we'll just come in and try to fix it. We don't watch it, we don't follow it, but we of course we can make it better. So this was the headline in the New York Times. Penalty shootouts are brutal. Is there a better way to settle tied games? Is there a more fair way, a more fitting test of skills? We asked our writers, and this is what they think the World Cup can steal from other sports. I would be very upset, as somebody who has spent a lot of time watching basketball, if somebody who just started watching basketball started offering up suggestions of how we can make the sport better. I would be pretty upset as somebody that spends an insane amount of time in the fall and the winter watching football for somebody who just became a fan when Taylor Swift started going to games, offering up suggestions of what the NFL can do. You just got here. How dare you offer up an opinion on the sport that I watch? Why don't you just sit back and enjoy it? Why don't you just sit back and learn? That's why I'm treating this World Cup. Soccer is in my life for a very short period of time. I want to enjoy the time that we have together. I don't want to watch soccer hoping that it's more like football. I don't want to watch soccer hoping that it's more like basketball or baseball. No, I want to learn and appreciate soccer for what it is. We already got a date for our divorce, July 19th. You guys think that we're going to be talking about soccer on July 21st after the World Cup is over? Weeks after the United States has been eliminated from this tournament? No, we're going to be done with this. You guys aren't going to want to hear about it. You're going to want to hear more about Cyrus Allen than you want to hear about Kylian Mbappe. So I know that we only got a couple of weeks left with soccer. We got 2 weeks left with soccer, 2.5 weeks. Let's enjoy it. Let's not try to Americanize their game. You don't even like soccer like that. We don't even play soccer. So I'm cool with just leaving soccer alone and letting them do what they're going to do. So I like the PKs. I like the extra time. I like whatever they like. I'm still kind of understanding what offsides is. That's the only rule that I really understand is offsides. But if it's offsides, they even show me the graphic. I mean, I can understand the graphic. He was behind the line. He's not behind the line. That all makes sense to me. I get that. My main point is, let's not try to Americanize their game. I think we can acknowledge that that's their thing. We have our thing. Football's our thing. Basketball's our thing. Baseball, we call it America's pastime. Soccer, it's not ours. They seem to be doing just fine without us. Every other sport that we watch, the absolute best league of it is here in America, except soccer. The top 5 soccer leagues in the world aren't even in America. They got it. All the sports, they follow this system. They play 90 minutes. They have a little extra time. They do the penalty kicks. They end the game. They all seem to be fine with it. It all seems to be very popular without any of our input. So I'm cool with just leaving soccer alone. Soccer doesn't bother me. I don't bother soccer. I'm just trying to enjoy the soccer and place a little wager on it from here to time and hopefully make a little bit of money by the time this World Cup leaves us. That's all I'm trying to do.
I will say, I'm not the world's biggest PKs fan myself. I would have a different system, but I also understand that you can't just play forever. The drama of a PK, though, is just you talked about nervy moments. I did not have a dog in the fight when it came to Netherlands and Morocco, but as those guys were missing PKs and they were getting saved, I was feeling a sort of way like, oof, that one stinks. And watching the crowd reaction, the long walk up there, the drama of a PK ending is just incredible to watch. And soccer has really nailed it on the highest level for this tournament.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone on the text line says 80% of penalty kicks are made. This would be like if the NBA said, hey, there's no overtime. We're going to have a free throw shoot off. Yesterday, there were 22 penalty kicks and 12 were made. That is the official stat. And I've stopped trying to compare soccer to other sports a long time ago. I think it's important to note in basketball, they just score. I don't know. This is how they've decided they want to end it. So I'm fine if that's how they want to end the sport.
Also, as someone who don't like PKs, I will defend them here for a minute. It's the same as the 2-point conversion thing in college football. Is it perfect? No. But does it create high drama? Absolutely 1,000% yes.
I feel like I'm always in the minority with this take. I don't think that the purpose of overtime is to be fair. I think the purpose of overtime is to conclude the game and find a winner to the game. Like, some of my overtime rules are more extreme than I think other people's are. Like, I don't like the college football overtime. I think the college football overtime is goofy. I think it's very arcade video game style. I think it's even worse now that they've added the 2-point conversions. I think the only sports that have good overtimes are basketball and baseball. I don't like the NFL. I don't like both teams get the ball. No, I would do 1st to 6 if I was running the NFL. I think that's a fair. Either 1st to 6 or you give up a safety. I think that's a fair way of ending the NFL game. That's not the system that we have in the National Football League. I hate the college football one. So we're always going to have different agreements on how we think a game should end. The only part that I think should be fair and equal is the actual game, regulation. Regulation should be fair. I don't think that's the purpose of overtime. The purpose of overtime is let's wrap this up and let's try to get a winner here because we don't want to be here all day. That's the purpose of overtime to me, in my opinion. So the PKs, that's what it accomplishes. Hey, we've been playing soccer for a long time and you only got 1 goal apiece. Why don't we do something to speed this thing up and why don't we go ahead and wrap this bad boy up and let's get a winner? I'm always for that.
Again, I'm saying this to someone who doesn't like PKs. I view it right now as a punishment. You had 120 minutes to win the game. You had more than enough time
for sure
to go win.
You did. You had 120 minutes and 5 subs. You had enough time to go get that extra goal you needed.
I'm sorry if you couldn't get it done. Now, is it a little gimmicky? Yes. Is it goofy?
It's certainly gimmicky for sure.
But it wasn't like they played 10 minutes and you got to go figure it out. You played 120. You had plenty of time to win or lose. Now we're doing it this way.
All right, so that is hit 1A for today, but I've got more. Hit it, Rob.
Your workday is over.
Oh, yeah.
You're headed home, and now you're stuck in traffic. Time to get caught up on the biggest stories in Kansas City and around the country with CDOT and Rob. It's time for the hits. Number 1.
Carrington Hits are brought to you by Jungle Law. Call the lawman at Jungle Law, 816-816-9111. If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident, it's time to call the lawman. And be sure to watch the lawman get roasted for a good cause Saturday, August 1st at the historic Uptown Theater.
Have we told you guys that Jungle Law is going to be in studio in the month of July?
We have sent dates over to him as we speak. I talked to sales about it today. They're excited.
Jungle Law, he's excited.
He's very excited.
I can't wait. France just scored another goal, if you were curious.
Did you bet the Michael Olise assist?
No, I didn't, because I'm a loser.
That just cashed.
The two bets I told you to play at the very beginning, I didn't play them. The only one I did play is correct score. France 2-1, 3-1, or 4-1. So I need Sweden to at least score one time in all of this. But yeah, no, I'm a loser, so I'm not that surprising that this World Cup is gone, and everybody that gambles on sports, every bet that you say you're going to take always hits. Like, if you are on the fence about something and then you don't actually play it, it cashes every single time. Every single time it cashes. But when you actually play it, then it won't hit. Of course, that's just how it works every single time. Someone said you didn't say friend of the show. Are we allowed to call Jungle Law friend of the show? He sponsors the show, so he's got to be friend of the show. But he's never been on the show before.
I think there's a different level for guest friend of the show versus sponsor friend of the show.
Okay.
But he might check both boxes here in about 2-3 weeks.
Why are you saying it like it's an if? He is coming in studio, and he said that he is going to bring the monkey.
That is correct. We are working on dates and times right now. I got the email, hey, your people told me to talk to your people, and here I am.
I can't wait.
That's my job.
He's now our people. That's what I'm most excited about. All right, I have 2 things I would like to talk about before we have to sign off today for the Kansas City Royals. The first thing I would like to talk to you about is this. If you have not heard this audio, it makes me laugh, so I want to play it for you. This is a man from Australia, and he goes to Popeyes for the first time.
One World Cup soccer fans' dining experience in the United States is going viral. The Australian visitor really does love that chicken from Popeyes.
It's the most incredible chicken you've ever seen. It's like spicy and like crunchy. You can get spicy chicken or regular. I got spicy, one regular. So you get 2 pieces of crunchy fried chicken, a biscuit, chips, and there's the most beautiful coleslaw I've ever had in my life. It's like coleslaw, but it's kind of like spicy, like it's got mustard or something in it. And then all of that, I'm not making this up, is $6. How does this business even work? In fact, why is Popeye's chicken not in Australia? If you came here, you would own this country.
I can't imagine eating Popeyes for the first time in my 30s. Like, I've had Popeyes at this point a countless number of times. I love Popeyes. I can't imagine growing up and you never once had the herbs and spices of Popeyes. I cannot imagine growing up in a life in which I've never had the red beans and rice. You've never had the Popeyes mashed potatoes. You've never had the Popeyes biscuit before with the strawberry pop. Like, I can't imagine a life like that. And you get all that for $6. So just imagine when you get that Popeyes, and I'm talking about it's fresh out of the grease. Now, for those of you that don't know, if you just get the regular Popeyes, you got a chance of getting it pretty quickly. It's not 100%, but you got a chance of getting it pretty quickly. If you are ordering the spicy at Popeyes, it's a minimum 15-minute wait every single time. It does not matter when you go to Popeyes. You could be the first one there. You could go during the heart of lunchtime. You can go at 4. You can be the last person at Popeyes. They close at 9. You get there at 8:35. Either they're out of spicy or it's going to take them 15 minutes in order for you to have the spicy. It is never quick. It is never prompt, but that's part of the charm of going to Popeyes. Rob, you take a bite into that chicken for your first time and you get all those herbs and spices, you might stay here. You might move over here. I don't know what paperwork you would need to file to just say, I don't want to go back to Australia. I want to stay here. But you might start to look into that because we have Popeyes here and you don't.
I mean, there's been a lot of fun with the World Cup. Watching people from outside the United States learn about fast food and our fast food culture and learning to enjoy it. Like, now he's since left the country, but Freddie had the guy on social media, the sensation. He had Taco Bell for the first time. He had never experienced a Taco Bell night. You have people in Atlanta experiencing Waffle House. You had people from Australia experiencing Popeyes, which are things that I maybe took for granted as uniquely American. And it is funny to watch someone else enjoy it because I like Popeyes. I'm willing to wait for Popeyes. This guy, he was all in. He loves it.
Yeah. I mean, at our age, you get your first ever Crunchwrap Supreme. What's your Taco Bell order? I love the Crunchwrap Supreme. They got the little Crunchwrap Supreme with just the one taco and a drink. Mm-hmm. Also, if I'm feeling frisky, I'll get some cinnamon twist on the side. The cinnamon twists are good.
I like a Crunchwrap Supreme. When the Mexican pizza's available, I'm a Mexican pizza fan. I like a Nachos Bel Grande. I like their quesadilla. The gordita, too, also hits a little bit. So I have a variety of orders. I go, Taco Bell has a good depth of menu. Let's be honest here.
Somebody on the text line says, "See that? I'm 53 years old. I grew up in rural Missouri. I've never had Popeyes before." What? Not once? Not on accident? That's why this country is so divided. Not enough people are eating Popeyes. That's why. Never, not one time had Popeyes before? You got to fix that, brother. What's your Venmo? I'll get you one of these little chicken boxes, man. On me. I'll Venmo you the $6 so you can go get you a Popeyes today, man. You got to go get you a 2-piece, 3-piece wing with the red beans and rice and the biscuit. You're going to need the drink for the biscuit. If you don't have the drink with the biscuit, it's going to be a long night for you. It really is going to be a long night.
If you're Venmoing this man, what's your going to be your go-to side for him? Because you can't go wrong.
Red beans and rice. Red beans and rice is incredible.
Right. I don't think there's a wrong answer. I'm just curious what number one is.
I'll get the red beans and rice. I'll get the fries, and I'll dip them in there. I'll dip the fries in the red beans and rice. You get something different from there?
I don't think there's a bad side they have there. Like, if you told me any answer, I don't think there's a wrong answer.
Can I tell you a funny joke that I saw on the internet? I saw someone say that Boston Market is soul food for white people, and it made me laugh for about 45 minutes.
That's actually kind of funny.
It really made me laugh for about 45 minutes. I never thought about that. And then I started wondering what's wrong with me because I actually think Boston Market's kind of good. I actually kind of like Boston Market. I would eat at Boston Market.
Where's the closest Boston Market?
I don't
even know.
I don't know if Boston Market's still out here. But hearing somebody say that Boston Market is white people Peachtree, it really made me laugh. I really found great joy in that humor.
That's not bad. It's not bad.
All right, let's find out where the closest. We only got a couple minutes anyway. The Royals have ruined our show today by their losing ways. Let's find out where Boston Market is. I would love to find out. When was the last time you think you ate at Boston Market?
I don't. It must have been before high school. I was young. I don't think as an adult I've driven a car and gone into a Boston Market.
There's only 16 remaining Boston Markets in the United States. There's only 16 left.
I don't think Casey kept one of those 16.
No, there's no chance. There's no chance.
That's my hunch.
That we have.
There's only a hunch here.
There's only 16 Boston Markets left. Goodness gracious. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right.
Did COVID kill Boston Market? I mean, COVID killed. Buffets made it back from COVID. How come Boston Market didn't?
I don't know.
Golden Corral's out here still slinging commercials. How are they alive, but Boston Market didn't make it?
I don't know. That's an amazing question. That's a real amazing question that you have that I don't have the answer to, that I wish I had the answer to the question that you were asking. We had a lot of serious Chiefs things to talk about. We only have a couple minutes left in the show today, so I'll ask you the question. If you had to put the Chiefs offseason into one of these two categories, would you consider them to be winners of the offseason or losers of the offseason? I consider them to be winners. I think their biggest issue last year, I think they attacked it very aggressively and they solved it. That wasn't really much of a hesitation for me. Rob, where were you at? Are you considering the Chiefs to be winners or losers this offseason?
I have them as winners. If it's a yes or no, they get a yes. But if there was a letter grade, I have them in the C range. I think you have it different if you were actually give out grades. But this is a pass-fail class. If this was a show up and you get 90%, you get to, go to the next level, then yes, they pass, but not with flying colors.
Yeah, I like their offseason a little bit more than you like their offseason. I think it's just because I value running back in a way that you don't necessarily value running back, which I get that. I think on offense, the Chiefs' biggest problem is they were trying to play offense with one arm tied behind their back. If your team can't run the football in 2026, you're at a deficit. And I think the Chiefs overestimated the opportunity for Isaiah Pacheco to bounce back. And I think they were just too reliant on Kareem Hunt, who at this point, he just has one role and one purpose. He is a short yardage back. And if that's your lead back and he gets the highest number of carries like he did last season, it is impossible for your team to have a good run game. So I think they solved their biggest issue. They're not without flaw. I have some questions about their defensive line and if they're going to be able to get enough pressure. We all have the same question when it comes to their wide receiver room, but I like the Chiefs offseason. I would consider them to be one of the winners of the offseason. We are off early today because of the Royals. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take care of yourself.